production. Good afternoon, gentlemen. This is Sir Yeetus with episode, what are we on now? 42. I didn't expect to get this far, but this is a topic that I just want to put out there. This wasn't scheduled or anything. I just want to come live to see what's going on, see how y'all are doing first, and also talk about this current career woman situation because we had a Discord conversation with other Warband members. I'm like, you know what? We should talk about this today. It's a good topic. But who I have with me is Mayor Mercules.
Puniti, Sir Yeetus.
Puniti. Do I sound good?
You sound good. You sound great. Do I sound good?
Yeah, because I just realized when I came back to do the stream, my settings were off on my mic, so I wonder how bad it was yesterday. But I'm glad I sound a lot better now. Because there's no point having a stream if your mic is ass.
If we can't hear you speaking, what's the point in speaking?
Or just hearing gibberish. So I'm speaking in.
I mean, I guess it's better than when Mayor's out in Robot Land.
That is true. Oh shit! Like you're in a Cybertron, all that mechanical noise and stuff.
Yeah, they're abducting me or something. I don't know.
All right, let's read the comments right quick before I start. It shouldn't be that long today. It should be. I'm gonna try to end it around 2 hours, because also Manic is having a stream tonight as well. You know, I'm gonna give him his time to shine. Do. Young Buddha, what do you mean by that? Has been shut with audio. What do you mean by that? Do. Feral Ravage, this is a good topic because it allows itself to branch onto other topics that all connect together. Yes, that's what a lot of new people that comes to the manosphere don't realize. Many of the topics that we speak about that are men's issues, it all stems into one problem. And the main problem, well, one of the main problems, is feminism and simps. Simps and feminism. Would you agree, Mayor?
Absolutely. I think I would. I'd take it even further and say that the number one problem is the fact that we've subverted natural order.
That when things are not going how it should be, things just start crumbling apart. It's like
building a castle on sand. Weird.
Yeah, it's like connecting the wrong wires on a machine. You don't put it in the right places.
Then you wonder why it's not turning on or it's running in reverse. Huh.
The majority.
It's funny how things work.
Yes, majority of the topics that we talk about all stems to that one issue. That's the main reason why they don't want us to talk in the first place. They're willing to go into the grave believing that they're right. That in itself is dangerous for society. They'd rather let the Titanic crash straight into the iceberg than to admit that they're wrong and they should take a different course or stay on the original course. If you guys get what I'm saying. I know we threw like 10 analogies at y'all, but y'all get what I'm saying. Alan Herman, I dated a boss babe before long dark hair and a fat ass. It didn't work out between us because she wanted to chase her career. I just want to live a minimalistic lipstick life. You mean minimalistic lifestyle? Minimalist, like, I don't know.
I'm not reading the comments. I'm walking around right now, so
it's all good. I just try to figure it out. I think Island Herman had a grammar error. But since everything else is good, and I can't forget to put on the handy dandy. Where is it at? Because I think it'd be an excellent topic. I'm going to be inviting a lot of people in soon.
Right on. Well, before we do that, if everybody wants to support the Warband and support what we do here, don't be afraid to donate to paypal.me/Sir Yeetus.
Yep, putting that on right now. Pin message. If you guys want to be generous, please donate. Out of the kindness of you guys' heart, I was able to get a new logo that I will be showing you guys hopefully tomorrow. It's going to look pretty sick. But let us begin. The topic for today is career women are struggling with relationships. They're wondering, like, whoa, I got a 6-figure job. I'm a doctor. I'm a manager at a huge corporation. I got 20 degrees. I got a PhD. I got my own house, my own car, my own everything. Why doesn't he want me to be a business partner? Why does he not want us to go 50-50 equal? Huh? Why?
Because you'll never go 50-50 on the dinner.
Exactly. Why does he want why he doesn't want us to be a team? That's so weird. Why is he just smashing and dashing after I explained to him how successful I
got a phone call, Yeetus.
It's all good.
So I'll be back.
Yeah. How you gonna go crazy, sleep with me and leave? Right after I explained to you I have multiple degrees and I'm very strong and independent. Why? Why won't you just stay? Why you just hit it and quit it? Pretty much, modern women do not understand men whatsoever. They refuse to understand men, in my opinion. But in the broader sense, modern women, Western women in general, they don't really know what men want. Or they do know what men want. They just don't like they don't like giving what men want. Because that means that they have to put effort themselves for a relationship. So a good example.
It's funny how they want to take and never give. Yeah, I'm back. It's funny how they want to take and never give. Right?
Yeah.
It's like they learned it from somewhere. Like who could they have learned that from? Oh, the government. With all the taxes that they put. They don't tax you, they take it from you. Paying taxes means that you're voluntarily giving your money. That's what payment is. It's not paying when they just take it from you. They want to take and never give.
They're at a net negative. I think that's what's called. They're men are paying for the taxes. The women are not. I don't even think they even know how to pay taxes.
I mean, they know how to file their taxes so that they can get a fat return on all the kids that they have.
Get that free money. But I'm going to give you guys a couple examples so you guys can get the gist. Okay. They're struggling with getting into a relationship because they truly do not understand what men look for in a relationship. I blame that situation on no male guidance in their lives. They have no male, no father, no older brother, cousins, anything. No strong masculine man explaining to her, instructing her of what a man truly wants and what she should strive for happiness. So when a woman's like, hey, I got a whole career and a degree. I got 2 degrees.
Who cares?
Yeah. Does us men give a shit? I don't give a shit. Like, why are you telling me? Like, I don't care. So you have a problem with educated women?
No.
No.
I have a problem with willfully ignorant people in general.
Yeah. And I really don't give a shit about your degree. No, what does that do? What does your degree? How's your degree help me in any way?
I've met plenty of educated morons in my life.
Yeah, just
Just
because
because
you have a degree doesn't mean that you're smart.
you can still lack problem solving skills and critical thinking skills, because that's not what these institutions teach you. They don't give you critical thinking skills. They say this is how we want you to think. You will think this way, or you're going to be in $50,000 of debt and not have a degree.
But that's another thing. That's another thing that's a red flag for a man. I'm talking about what women want. Okay, so let me flip the switch. When it comes to a amount of women are going on a date, right? And the date all of a sudden turns into a job interview. They're looking for something that will be a potential long-term relationship, or you're already established. Why do you think they always ask about your income? Where you work at? What kind of car you got? Where do you live? How many rooms?
You got a roommate?
Yeah, big thing. Yep, that's the big question. Do you got a roommate? Do you live with your parents?
When did you move out of your parents? How
Exactly.
long have you been working in the field?
Do you plan on continuing your education or continuing in that field? What do you plan on doing within the next 10 years when it comes to your career?
What do you plan on doing the next 10 years when it comes to my children?
Exactly. And one red flag that woman has, she will up and leave and go for looking for somebody better. But flip it, right? And the man is asking, how's your relationship with your parents? Mainly your father. How good are you with your family? Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? Which I suggest nobody should be getting married in the first place. But this is a hypothetical. Do you want to get married? If you do, are you willing to support me and my goals? Help me out, because if me as a man win, we all win. The entire family wins. Are you
Yep.
willing to put your stuff aside, your goals on hold, so you can help me succeed? Not only me succeed, but the entire family succeeds. Can't not can. I am from a traditional household where I dictate, right? If I'm paying for all 100% of the bills, taking care of you and the kids, I have I have authority. I ain't saying dictatorship. Of course, you can talk to me if you have issues, but in the end, what I say goes, right?
Yep.
But of course, when we tell it to a career woman, she acts like you're talking about, do you love Hitler? She gives you that crazy look. Letting a man wear the pants of a relationship? Are you insane?
Yeah.
I got 3 degrees. How dare you?
Yeah. And you'll always hear them screaming about oppression, oppression that they've never been subjected to ever in their life, the oppression that not even their grandmothers were subjected to.
And that's why
Who's really being oppressed nowadays? Because we are having to have these conversations in private, using aliases online in order to not get canceled out of your job and your place of living, your residence.
yeah, if you truly want to know who's in power, if you truly want to know who's the oppressor, go look at the group of people talk you can't criticize. The group of people that people are afraid to criticize.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are in power.
Yeah. Remember that women are beyond reproach anymore. And how dare you even think of criticizing anything they do?
I still want a kid at 45. You know that's dangerous, right? First off.
Yeah. For you and the child.
Doesn't matter, I can freeze my eggs. You know,
Yeah.
there's a very low chance of success. And, like, no. It doesn't make any sense at all.
I am not going to have my lineage continued through a test tube.
You want your cake and eat it too. That's the big issue with career women. They want to excel at their job instead of taking care of the families. By the time that they reach the pinnacle or they reach that position in their job, they're too old to even, it's too risky for them to even have a family in the first place because they're too old.
Yeah. That's why they adopt cats.
And here's the big thing, Mayor, because I'm going to ask you this, right? Because I know I'm all over the place because I didn't really prepare per se for this topic. I just want to talk about it. But what is your basic, okay, so when you're looking for a woman, right? Let's say, for a few dates, what are your basic requirements? Like just minimum when you look for a woman.
Well, I'm just going to come right out and say it. First thing that I'm looking for is looks. You got to be easy on the eyes. Because, what is the purpose of this? What's the actual purpose of all of this?
To pass on your genes.
To smash and reproduce.
Yep.
So this person needs to be attractive. They need to take care of themselves.
Okay.
In every aspect, body, mind, soul.
Right. So the first thing is attractiveness. I'm assuming the second thing that you just mentioned is being feminine and submissive.
Being feminine, nurturing, submissive.
Okay. And why is that important for a man? Because you're speaking for most men at this point.
Why is it important to make sure that your woman is willing to submit to you? Because if she's not submitting to you, then who in the relationship is doing the submitting? Is it going to be you? Are you going to be living on your knees for a woman the rest of your life?
What's worse? What's even worse? At least for a man, what if both of y'all don't want to submit? Now that's constant fighting.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of infighting with that. And again, regardless of who's doing the submitting, she's still 110% of the time going to expect you to go downstairs in the dark because she hears something. You go face the man that potentially has a knife or a gun that's snuck into our house in the middle of the night. She's not going to.
You saw my previous video last month where the woman sent her own dog to go meet the intruder. I made a video on that on YouTube. Not I didn't make it, but I took a video from TikTok. This lady was hearing strange noises and literally sent her own dog downstairs by itself. That is so fucked.
You know, and I mean most of these career criminals, they understand that a lot of these dogs that people get, they're actually super friendly once you're inside their house and you're giving them treats.
Yeah, so like the dog, the dog was a golden retriever. I think pretty sure. I think it was a golden retriever or a Labrador. I forgot. But the fact that she was literally shoving her dog to go down the stairs. What man in their right mind? I would not make my dog do. Would you? I wouldn't.
No, I mean, My dog would be coming with me. That's for sure. But that's just tactical.
Yeah, but like you ain't gonna cower like, oh yeah,
No,
you go.
I'm not locking myself in my bathroom and sending my animals to go and do my work.
Like what the fuck? Hey, I'm that person. I'm not letting. No, it's not a German Shepherd. It was a Golden Retriever or a Labrador. So it wasn't really a guard dog in the first place. And she was literally shoving her dog down the fucking stairs because there was some weird noises downstairs. I know there was no man. she was living in the house by herself. I guaranteed. Remember, gentlemen, in the end, is she looks out for number one. She looks out for herself. And people need to realize that.
Yep. You'll never even be number 2 to her.
Cause fuck that, yeah. Like what Mayor said, if I'm going to be defending my household, and if it's an actual guard dog, yeah, it'll be coming with me. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be sending other people. I can't have that on my conscience, sending other people to their potential death.
Yeah.
But we're men, so yeah.
Number one question you really got to ask yourself about that is: are you willing to ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do?
No, I can't. I feel like a complete dick. Maybe because I have a conscience. I can't make, and also military terms as well. It is downright disgusting to make your soldier do something that you're not willing to do yourself.
Yep.
I've
never done it and I never will.
And I agree, Mayor. She expects to have all the power and authority, but when it's time to have responsibility, she's willing to even put on her own dog.
Still look to you for security.
Like, why are you looking at me? I thought you were the parents of the relationship. Go ahead and do it. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll go to the bathroom, hide, and lock the door. Here's the bat. Good luck.
Yeah, me and the kids will be in the back room.
Yeah, we'll be going through the secret escape room. Go ahead and fend off these 2-3 intruders. It's crazy, right, gentlemen? Because it goes along the lines of if she's in danger, all of a sudden she's not strong and independent anymore. Look throughout society. When she's in danger in the street, when she's in danger on the trains, when she's in danger going to war, when she's in danger when there's intruders, all of a sudden she's not strong and independent. Ain't that fucked up? Like, are you kidding me?
Here's another one that especially in the workforce, they come into this space claiming that they're making less money, but it's not that they make less money; it's that they work less.
Yeah, that wage gap BS. It doesn't exist. Just gotta put that out there.
It's a myth.
Complete myth. Because I'm pretty sure I explained this a few live streams ago. Like what Mayor just said, they work less. They're willing to take vacation hours more. They go on maternity leave. They don't work overtime. They literally do the bare minimum and then complain on why ain't they making the same type of cash like the men who are working overtime every fucking day. Pretty much. Put in the work, put in the hours, put in the training, the certifications. And you're bitching that you aren't getting paid the same when you're doing the bare minimum. And there goes that guy out there busting his butt to provide for his family or provide for his future. Really? You want that equity, don't you? You don't want that equality. You want that equity.
Yep.
And the fact that you even got this job in the first place is because of affirmative action.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I want to say paycheck is him. Okay. So we got people not coming in today. So if you want to work overtime for the next 3 hours, oh no, I have to go home.
Yeah, I've got to pick up my kids from my mom's. Right?
Yep, that's the big thing. The fucking kids. Because definitely assume she's a single mother. We're just keeping it real. Hopefully not too real. And Susan or Suzanne takes us down. When it comes to these successful women that's trying to get to relationships, they can't comprehend how annoying, how disruptive they are, how combative, the attitude, the masculine energy, the oh, I'm a brag that I got my degree in gender studies and I'm $100,000 in debt because I went to a private school.
Ooh, and she's going to expect you to pay for it.
Exactly.
That's why she's on the prowl. That's why
Yeah.
she's hunting.
Yeah, like, do you want kids? Well, I'm gonna wait until I'm done with my career.
Yeah. I'll wait till I'm done paying off my student loans until you're done paying off her student loans. That's what she means.
Like, no. And then, she's wondering how is he, how is successful Chad just going to date this girl from McDonald's? She's just a cashier. How is he taking care of her and not me? I got a PhD. What's the problem? I don't get it. Like, yeah, you do get it. You just don't want to put in the effort. You want to do what you want to do, and then have the simp clean up your mess. We don't look for the same things as you do, career woman. Okay. You think that's what men want because you were taught that your whole life of being just strong, independent, get your career, get your degrees, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Anything in this world, it's in the palm of your hands, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a huge double standard in that as well, because you see a brother working behind the counter at McDonald's. Everybody in the world pretty much looks at him and goes, "Look at this broke motherfucker working a minimum wage ass job,
Yeah,
maybe only working 20 hours a week."
Yeah.
But they see a female behind the counter doing the exact same thing, and it's brave, stunning, strong, and independent, right?
Yep. Definitely agree, 1,000,000%. Because once again, a lot of people in society, they can't comprehend because I think cognitive dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
They can't
the
comprehend.
Refusal to accept reality.
Exactly. So when that chick is complaining, ooh, why is Mr. 6 foot, 6-inch stick, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income? Why is he bringing that girl to his Lamborghini? She only works as a waitress, and he doesn't want a very successful woman like me in my mid-30s, PhD, still in debt, probably a bitch.
She's not paying her. She's not paying her debt. She's waiting and expecting for you to pay for it.
Yeah.
She's waiting and expecting for you to.
But let's not pay attention to that, okay? I still got a PhD. And he's taking
what?
He's taking his African studies, even though I'm not black. He's just taking his waitress into this Lambo. She's young. She didn't even experience the world yet. She's only 20. She doesn't even know what she wants to do in her life.
He's manipulating that young girl, right?
He's grooming her.
But it's okay for a quote unquote cougar to go after an 18-year-old man.
Yeah, cougars are no joke.
Again, we're talking about double standards here. Look at that. It's funny how it's okay for them, but not for you. It's expected of you, but not for them.
But you see what I'm talking about, gentlemen. Many women, especially career women, they can't comprehend what men truly want. Why is he taking that young 20-year-old into his Lambo? She didn't even go to school yet, no degree, no nothing. Why is he choosing her over me?
Just the way I like them.
Like, lady, first
Still
off,
thinking for themselves.
yeah, like first off, lady, you hit the wall at the speed of light. You're probably overweight like a motherfucker. You work 24/7 if you are doing anything at your job, so you definitely have no time for me. How can I even trust you to be a mother in the first place when you're at your job all the time? You respect
Your
your
whole
boss.
house.
You respect your boss more than you will respect your husband.
Well, that's only if her boss is a female.
Well, if the boss is female, the career woman will hate her female boss. But if it was a male boss, she will respect her male boss more than she will respect her husband. That's where she decided to spend her prime years.
Yep, in the office.
But she's ready to settle down when she's in her late 30s, early 40s. Are you kidding me? And I know that, and I know you weren't practicing keep your legs closed the entire time. So I wonder how many dudes still got to hit it.
Any one of them that walked up at the bar at the right time?
Hell, yeah. Any one of them that's working at her job. Yeah, you expect a man that busted his ass for decades, make sure that he is the best version of himself. He has his financial situation in order. He is secure. Now you're upset and jealous that he's going after a 20-year-old that actually has somewhat of a clean slate, depending on where he gets this 20-year-old. Now you're upset? Are you kidding me? Because
You
feminism
didn't
lied to you.
care. You legit didn't care about it last week, but all of a sudden now you see where I'm heading, and now it means something. And see, this is something that I experienced pretty much every time that I've ever been in a relationship. Is it doesn't you don't really get a whole lot of attention, right? And then all of a sudden you start a relationship, and that's all you're getting from everywhere, from every angle. Why?
Competition, right?
Yeah. That's a good question. Do they rather carousel more before or after they hit the wall? Damn, that's actually a good question. Never even thought about that. Because they can be riding the carousel either way, before or after. What do you have to say about that, Mayor?
They rode the carousel all the way into the wall. The carousel came off the tracks and threw them right out the wall. That's why they hit the wall, because they were on the carousel.
But even after they hit the wall, they still refuse to get off the carousel.
Right. They just jump right back on every time they fall off.
So you say before the carousel they rode before the wall they rode the carousel more before the wall.
Yep.
Okay. Because
then they spin off. They spin right off the carousel into the wall. They pick themselves up, brush themselves off, complain about it for a couple of years, and then jump right back on the carousel. But it's men's fault.
Oh, definitely. Like, damn, I forgot. Like all these. Jennifer Lopez, I think that's what her name is. She's a prime example. She's refusing to get off the carousel. She's like Thanos in that motherfucker, having her 6 engagement ring, 6, 7.
Yeah. Trying to collect the Infinity Stones.
And she spent a shit ton of money trying her best to delay the wall. I mean, a shit ton of money she spent. For her age, yes, I will admit, Jennifer Lopez looks attractive for her age. She's like what, 51 now, 52?
See, there's something that I kind of missed on when we're talking about attraction. There's more than just body when it comes to attraction.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
I'm just
mind
saying,
thing too.
yeah,
And her
but
mind is so corrupted. I don't care what she looks like on the outside. The inside of that watermelon is rotten.
I agree, but I'm talking about from face value.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, the way you
learned
just
to
look
never
at her.
take anything at face value. I can't anymore. I've been
Well,
tricked too
that's
many
fine,
times
but
at
I'm
face
just saying
value.
for the average man looking for a partner, you know,
Don't do it.
just physical
She's
attraction. I know.
50.
I'm just saying, just physical attraction itself, right? Because men are very visual creatures, right?
Of course.
So I'm
Doing
just
good.
saying, you just see the woman. Hell, you don't even have to meet her yet. Just looking at her, all right. She has titties. She has an hourglass figure. She got a booty. Hopefully, it's not fake.
She looked at
It's
me.
probably fake. But with Jennifer Lopez, what I'm saying is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would never, ever touch her, ever. Hell no. Like she has a mummified puniti at that point.
For the streets.
But let's say I wouldn't know that she's 50 something years old if she didn't say anything. You get what I'm saying? Because she spent a shit ton of money. That's the only reason why she even looks the way that she does. Is because she's rich.
Yeah.
30 years ago? 30 years ago? Yeah, I would. I
yeah,
would.
yeah. 30 years ago. Yeah, sure.
I would. Like she had a definitely a natural body 30 years ago. Like I didn't exist, but
What was it? That was her in Selena, right? She played Selena back in the day, didn't
was
she?
it like early 90s or mid 90s?
Yes, it was right after Selena's death. I think it was in like 94, 95.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And at that time, I'm like, well, damn. All right, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Not bad, you know. But ever since that the Super Bowl fiasco with Shakira,
Mm-hmm.
and her doing that stripper movie with Cardi B and that other chick or whatever.
Done.
Yeah, I didn't watch that movie, but I'm like, yo, you.
I mean, I might go and watch it on mute, but that's a whole different subject.
But I'm like, you too old for this. Why the fuck you keep doing? Why? Because she's a denial.
Yeah.
I don't think she even have any kids either, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't follow celebrities enough to know what they do with their breeding habits.
No, unless they bring it out to the world, like Halle Berry. I love it when karma, the men are able to get a little bit of justice. The fact that she had to pay child support, ha! And
Feels
Adele,
good, doesn't it?
It does, and Adele had to pay a shit ton in her divorce settlement. Ooh, I love it. That's Uno reverse card right there.
That's that sweet ass equality, right?
Right, and you see them freaking the fuck out. Freaking out.
It's not fair. He didn't contribute to that. He's not her, and he didn't make her famous. Really? Where were you when the construction worker who worked for 20 years to get where he is, to make $90,000 to $100,000 a year? Where were you in the family court system to say that she shouldn't be taking $50,000 out of his money every year because she didn't contribute to it? She didn't make him the man that he is. She only been with him for 3 years. Now she's getting $50,000 worth of his money every year. And he still has to work just as hard, if not even harder, to support even himself now. Where were you?
Yep, all that strong independent BS goes out the window once you hit that divorce and family courts. She will sing a completely different tune. You're like, huh? She is an amazing liar to the judge. Like, wow. You were bragging that you were a hot shit, but now you're a damsel in distress in court. Okay, all right.
The dragon in the fairy tales that was supposedly guarding the princess. That dragon wasn't there guarding the princess. That dragon was there keeping her away from you, protecting you. It's the dumbass white knights who throw themselves at the castle. The dragon's trying to teach you a lesson. Stay away from her. She's no good. There's a reason she's locked in this tower. You didn't want to listen, so now he's got to barbecue your ass.
I never even thought about it that way.
She is locked in the tower for a reason. You need to ask yourself, why is she being guarded by a supposedly dangerous, the most dangerous mythological creature that you can think of? Because that dragon is not the most dangerous creature. That woman is.
Because then she wouldn't be guarded. Like there's a reason why the dragon's like, don't do it. Don't do it. I see the dragon as a red pill. Don't do it.
Yeah, dragon's like, dude, don't do it, dude. I'm trying to help you.
Oh shit.
If I have to kill you to get you to stop from hurting yourself, then I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do.
I will have to compare the situation as Sim says that drunk friend that's trying to drive and you're just stopping him like don't do it, bro. Give him the keys.
Not a good idea.
They're giving it. He's like, no, I'll be okay. What are you talking about? Let me drive.
Yep. This is why we have designated drivers. This is why we have wingmen, for both of those reasons.
And if he doesn't want to listen, unfortunately, you have to put him down. Which I had to do before.
We've all had to punch out one of our friends.
Huh?
We've all had to punch out one of our friends to get him to stop from doing something stupid.
Yeah, I didn't go full force. Okay, I didn't
Oh no, I mollywhopped the shit out of him.
I wasn't trying to go. Oh no, I'm gonna break your jaw hit, but he needed to chill out because he was getting mad at everybody trying to stop him from driving. And he did thank me the next day, even though his jaw was hurting. He did like, hey, thank you for stopping me. I'm like, goddamn right, I'm here for you. That's what homies are for. Shit, I expect you to do the same thing to me if I was about to do something so fucking stupid like that, And that's comparable of a friend, stopping his friend from sipping.
Or like the video that we watched the other day with the dude who's like, look, she's not your bitch. She's sucking somebody else's dick. That's not your bitch. Stop your fucking crying and slap yourself. Look at yourself. Slap the shit out of yourself right now. What the fuck are you doing? Right?
Right. And the crazy part is like, that was pent up anger. That friend probably told the crying dude countless times to leave that chick alone. Because nobody.
I bet you the whole circle told him that. I bet you the whole circle, the whole block told him that.
Like, stop.
But some of us have to learn from experience. I get that, but I mean, you can save yourself a lot of heartache by just proceed with caution.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if it's a female that I approve, which I don't approve any female in the West, but for my boys, I'm like, hey man, like, I haven't heard anything bad about her for now. She seems pretty cool. Seems pretty chill. You guys been dating for a few years. Just think long and hard before you sign that contract, bro. Because you're your own man. I can't tell you can't do something, but you need to think long and hard about it. I am definitely going to be sending invites right now. Give me a second. because I want you guys' opinion. Like, are we the crazy ones? Because model women, but more specifically career women, are of course blaming us that they're still single.
You've
I'm going to
got
send
no
in the
one to
links right
blame
now.
but yourself. You've got no one to blame but yourself.
Women blaming themselves. Ha!
Oh, I know, accountability. It's their kryptonite.
Oh man, I'm not surprised anymore, but it's still hilarious. Like like the most obvious, they're shooting themselves in the. Actually, they're shooting themselves in the knee with a sawed-off 12 gauge or whatever, sawed-off shotgun. I still blame. Oh, it's all you men. It's all you men.
Yeah, patriarchy.
But patriot, yep, line to make town, self-inflicted, definitely self-inflicted. And I'm like, you can't be a career woman and be a dedicated wife and mother. You gotta choose one or the other because one is gonna be suffering more.
Yes. One of these things is fulfilling. The other one will leave you hollow, empty, and alone.
How does men do this? How are they working? We're built for this.
We're just built different, literally. This is what we do every day. We do it by choice, too. We don't do it because somebody tells us that we have to. We go out and do it because it gives us a sense of accomplishment. It's what we strive for.
Yes.
And we don't shy away from that either. We accept our role and we move through life knowing that that is our role. We tend to have less problems because of it.
Yep. Men have a different approach when it comes to. Men have a different approach to labor than women.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Maybe it's our endorphins, our testosterone, whatever it is. We enjoy the labor. We enjoy finishing a project or job. As long as we get our fair payment or some type of appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Men
sure,
love to be
there may be days where I come home from work completely exhausted and just want to go to bed, and I, I might not like it every time,
yeah, not
but
every time, yeah.
but the days that I come home and I'm tired, but I still have enough energy to do shit around the house to get things done, right? I feel accomplished. I feel good about myself. Even on the days where I'm completely exhausted and just go to bed, I still feel good about what I did that day.
Yep. And I do like the dynamics that my parents had because every time my dad comes home, because he worked 12-hour shifts, 4 to 5 days a week, depending on the situation. The rule in itself, at least in the household, is my dad gets an hour to himself. Don't talk to him. Don't approach him. Let him chill. He already has his beer or a little snack ready, and he's just relaxing, at least for 1 hour. That's all my dad asked for. Just give me 1 hour to myself, just one. Then you guys can bother me with the bullshit.
I need to unwind.
Yes.
I need that unwind time. I've been running around like the Energizer Bunny all goddamn day long, just going and going and going. I need to rest.
Yes. We don't say a single word unless, of course, my mom. But everybody else, we already knew the rule. Leave him alone until a certain time. Then you can bother him. And my dad, that's why my dad still looks young for his age. All these years, at least following that rule, my dad still looks pretty. He doesn't look as stressed out, because we actually do appreciate my dad breaking his back every fucking day for us, and we do go out of our way to show our appreciation. Except for that one time we only gave a wallet for Father's Day. But that's besides the point. All right. Men Men love appreciation, okay? We like that shit.
Yeah. Appreciation is appreciated.
Because we don't get drowned with compliments and stuff like women do. Okay. Hell, I
And,
gave
and,
to
and any compliment that you do get is always some backhanded compliment.
which is like what the fuck?
You know, like not every man would do what you're doing. Okay, you could stop it. You could just praise me for what I'm doing and not compare me to everybody else.
Yeah, well, what are you doing? Just,
Thank
you.
me for the job that I just did without having to bring in everybody else's shortcomings.
Not even a hey dad when he comes to the door? No. We can hey dad after he's done chilling. Because like you gotta keep it real. Like especially people that work strenuous jobs such as construction, logistics, warehouse, military, police. The last thing you want after you're done with your shift is to come home to even more chaos. The only thing that my dad asks for is just give me time to breathe.
Yeah. Try being imagine being a custodian. Your job is to keep the building that you service safe, secure, and sanitary. And every day you come home to a wife and children in absolute chaos and disorder, a mess everywhere, and things are always falling apart.
Yeah, the kids are crying
Do
and
you want to
fighting.
come home? Do you want to come home to that every day?
Yeah, the kids are crying and fighting. The wife is coming with a bunch of like nagging and bitching, or who's this bitch?
Every day she has a new honey-do list.
I need you to fix this. The kids broke it.
Yeah, honey, do this, honey, do that.
Why didn't you do this yesterday? Like, if I see that's the main reason why men are completely turned off on career women, because it's just the personality that comes with it, the behavior that comes with it. I will say I will be beyond stressed to the point where I probably will have health issues if I had to come home to somebody that's constantly competing with me. I have to go out there and do my thing all day. I have to come home to another battle.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you from experience, that was what it was like living with my daughter's mother. And I'll tell you right now, it literally gave me ulcers in my stomach and my GI tract. It almost killed me. The stress almost killed me. And when she was sitting in the doctor's office with me and my doctor looked me dead in my face and said, whatever it is that's stressing you out enough to cause this to happen, you need to get rid of it.
And the fact
I didn't hear the end of that doctor's compliment the entire drive home. Because she knew what that meant. She knew she was the stressor. But she couldn't accept and take responsibility for it. There was no accountability for her.
None. What do you mean I'm the one that's stressing you out? What do you mean? Maybe if you were doing things correctly that first time, where I don't care if you came home after 12 hours, right? I asked you to take out the trash. I asked you to fix the leak in the bathroom. Why didn't you do it? I wouldn't have to yell at you. Like, oh, really? And what have you been doing all day?
Sleeping until 2, letting our daughter scream in her bedroom for 4 hours after she's wakened. And I only know that because the neighbors called me during my work shift to complain about it. Yeah.
She was probably drinking too, huh?
No, she was another one of those career women.
Like, lady, all you do is do admin stuff. That's not that difficult. Well, you just type in a few words in Microsoft Excel. In MGTOWN. Not MGTOWN. right there. No, because my dad isn't a career criminal that likes to take drugs. Mayor, what's going on in the background?
A little bit of work.
Okay, everybody's hearing like, what the fuck is going on? But let's add more people. We're gonna. Gray was first, then it was producer Tim.
Here we go.
What's
Even
going on?
gents.
All right,
How we doing?
you guys doing good?
Yeah, actually working on a pixel art sprite, and I keep uploading it to the Discord server, and then I'm like, no, it doesn't look quite right. Go back and fiddle with it a bit.
All right, Gray, we're gonna start with you first. Then we'll go to producer Tim. What is your perspective on career women struggling with relationships?
Well, as has been mentioned quite a few times, like they don't know what men want because like they basically go, well, I am exactly like my ideal man. Why doesn't my ideal man want me? That's the thing. They're not struggling with relationships, period. They just can't get the men they want. Like, even a 35-year-old bitchy ass career woman, I guarantee you, there are hundreds of men chasing after her at any given moment. And she just doesn't want those men.
True. So why is she so confused on why the career? Wait, what?
No, you're good. Keep going.
Why does the successful Chad chooses McDonald's chick over PhD woman?
Well, probably because she never really understood why men wanted her in the first place.
How so?
Well, think about it. Like, for the first 10 or so years of her life,
Right.
like, boys treated her at best like another guy, or it was the whole like girls have cooties kind of thing. Then all of a sudden, like, first she gets bigger and stronger than them because she hits puberty first. And then all the other guys start to get a little more gun shy and nervous around her, and they start going out of their way to help her. She has done absolutely nothing. Nothing about her behavior has changed. And yet, all of a sudden, guys are throwing themselves in front of her, trying to get her attention in a wide variety of ways.
So why are men so against, what majority of men so against women that focus on their careers?
Well, that's the thing. It's not even the majority of men. Like, honestly, I'd say the majority of men would be perfectly okay with it. It's just not the ones she wants. Like, she wants the Chads.
Well,
And the
Chad,
Chad,
yes.
and Chad either A, doesn't feel the need to commit to a relationship because there's literally 8 other women also chasing him, and he's got the competition. And she's not going to be the youngest and the hottest. Because to be a career woman, you have to be at least in your early to mid 20s at the youngest. And because, like, what career woman starts her job at 18 that isn't OnlyFans? She's going to go to post-secondary first. Then she asks, so that's what, 2 to 4 years, depending on the depth of her degree, maybe 8 years or 12 years. So, like, her just being not 18 is already going to put her, like, lower on the Chad totem pole than, like, a fresh high schooler who, chances are, these career women, when they were in high school, they were dating older men too.
You gotta specify Chad or successful Chad.
Let's go with successful Chad. But let's assume the 666 dude.
Okay.
Like high school girls can and do date 666 dudes. Then these high school girls go to post-secondary, get reamed out, a bunch of mental issues, on head meds. They're older now, and they're stressed out from their careers, but they still want 666 Chad. They think that they're more qualified for 666 Chad because they're closer to his equal.
Right.
But they never realized that not 666 Chad, he wanted you 4, 8, 12 years ago. That's when you were higher on his priority list. But they didn't understand that. They never questioned it.
Yeah, they don't understand that Chad's, well, successful Chad's priority is way different than what she wants. But she thinks that
And this is something
being successful is something that men are attracted to.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, this is something, like, again, I don't have a wide breadth of experience hearing this, but it was something that was very curious. Where this one woman was getting pissed at a guy for being shallow because he preferred a girl who was skinnier than her.
Right.
And it's like, okay. But that's the thing. Like if a woman tells a guy, I prefer skinnier men, the man does not, his natural reaction is not to immediately get spiteful towards skinny guys. His question is, okay, how do I lose weight to meet that qualification? Like, that just seems to be the default mindset for a man, is how can I acquire like what is necessary? Whereas with the woman, it's like she would rather hate something that she could absolutely be with effort rather than put in the effort. So,
and having that feminist mentality doesn't help either when it comes to a man expressing what he wants, a successful Chad to be more specific. Because she deems what a man's what a man wants in a relationship as some type of oppression or slavery or all that crazy stuff.
that's the thing. Like, she, again, it goes back to, she became attractive through no effort of her own.
Yeah.
Like, puberty hit, hormones hit the guys, suddenly she was attractive. She didn't have to do anything. And so that, I think, plays into the base role of how women think attraction works. They think that guys are just attracted to them because they're so wonderful. Like, they think that, like, they all think that they're special. Like, well, if I'm not special, then why are all these guys doing something for me? It's like,
because A, they're simps, and B, you got a fat ass.
Like, that's the thing. You are exuding all the visual signs that you are healthy to bear children, and all these guys, they just got a shit ton of testosterone and they have no idea how to control it.
I agree.
Like, if some like seriously, like, imagine, like, you're 13 and then you wake up one morning to find out that you've just been juiced with a shit ton of steroids. You are not going, like steroids and adrenaline. Like, you're active, you're horny, you've got a raging boner that won't turn off, and you have no idea why, because it was not this way yesterday.
Yeah, high school and college years, that was when my testosterone was on overdrive, I would say. When it comes to getting that horniness in, I'll say high school to my college. That's when I was, like, beyond active. Like I'm down to do it. Let's do this. Right? If a girl looks attractive enough, and I'm probably drunk as shit, I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But like this testosterone hits like for some guys as early as middle school, and the girls like they go like they're done puberty by the time middle school is over. Like they enter high school biologically as fully developed women. Like puberty.
I say they're done at around 16, 15, 16.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But it can be like 11 to 13. Like if it starts at 11, like they can be done by the time high school starts. But yeah, by 16 they're finished.
Which is no excuse, you motherfuckers, okay? Better start checking IDs.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Check that shit. Because it's on you. If you don't prepare yourself, you better take a picture. Even if she's the slightest being fucking sus about her age, walk away.
I don't feel, honestly, that's the thing. Even if you do see a legit ID, but something feels off, still walk away because there's fake IDs.
Your free. I'm telling you, y'all, your freedom is not worth it. Not worth it.
Like,
right.
Even if you do manage to get away with not any jail time, like the fucking stigma is gonna haunt you forever.
Yeah, and now that these days with the Me Too movement, she can come back 45 years later to put you in prison at the end of your life. All because at the time you didn't know she was of age. But then she wants to come back 45 years later and say, oh, he knew. Damn, you're in prison. No, but during your twilight years, you're fucked. You're riding prison. They did it to Bill Cosby, which he pretty much admitted that he did it. Pretty sure he did it in one of his witness stands. The Supreme Court justice dude, where they say that
Kavanaugh.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, he
Although fuck him.
Oh, you mean hold on. So
He-
you're talking about the guy that all of the feminists and women went and literally invaded Capitol buildings
Yes.
over?
Yep.
Okay, but January 6th was an insurrection. Okay.
Oh, what? The Democrats have double standards? Shocking.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, you mean the party of slavery and Jim Crow?
And
They've got
locking
double
up
standards.
Japanese in camps.
Yeah,
But
that's weird.
Producer Tim, do you have anything to say about this topic?
Yeah. I guess first of all, people might be a little curious as to why I'm here, not Drex. Drex actually has a day job. I work from home. So I literally just sit here in front of my computer all day long. And as a producer, it's my job to promote our show. So, Thomas Carol's 4 features a tag partner of Drexel's, the War Starter. And they talked about how these career women, these high-powered women, right, female lawyers, at the end of the night,
all that stuff,
when the lights go out, they want the BBC. Because women are, if you ever want the wrong answer as to what women want, ask a woman.
That's right.
They have no clue what they want. They think they want this career, and they're miserable. They're popping pills like crazy. What's the depression rate? Drexel knows this off the top of his head. I don't know the percentage, but
One in
percentage of women
four
over
women.
40 who are depressed.
I thought it was
1 in 4.
No, I thought it was one out of 3 now.
Is it 1 in 3 now?
That's
Yeah, I mean, it goes
look
up every
again
year.
just to make sure. But
Oh, that's right. It's 1 in 4 are on medication. That's what it is.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about even with medication, the medication thing. I was told recently. Now it's 1 out of 3.
Oh, I'm sure it went up during the pandemic.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
of
that's
course.
true.
They're all on Xanax.
Exactly. So they're popping pills. They're miserable, right? And then they call up someone like Drexel and they say, "Just blow my back out. Just blow my back out, baby. Make me into a real woman."
Yeah. Call me a whore and spit in my mouth.
Yes, all of that. If you listen to Thomas Carol's 4, you will hear the stories of Drexel and Warstarter and what they did to these women. Because at the end of the day, a woman wants to be treated like a woman, to be made into a woman.
So is that,
description. You can
so
watch
is that
it if
why
you
they
know what
get
I
so
want.
upset, right? They get so fucking upset when they're in the mid 30s, late 30s, and the successful chads that they want. Out of all the PhDs, all the work experience, all the successful things that these career women did, successful Chad chooses the cashier at McDonald's.
Yeah, at age 30, the woman hits the wall, realizing that her value is drying up faster than her pussy.
Part of it too is that like they hit 30, that's when they start looking for commitment.
Well, half her eggs are already gone at that point.
Yeah.
Oh no, half are gone at 18. It's 90% by 30.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, the wall
I've heard
is
nothing else.
undefeated. Yeetus,
I mean,
how many women have defeated the wall?
None.
None.
Not,
So
not
they
one
hit the
woman.
wall, and they suddenly realize
Wait,
it's that regret. It's the buyer's
know-
remorse, right?
I know one that beat the wall.
Who?
Marilyn Monroe.
Wall came for her too.
And she died pretty early.
Yeah, pretty damn quick, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking wall of death came for her.
Fucking old.
Remember, if you hit the wall hard enough, it will just instantly kill you. Sometimes
That's
you
It's true.
walk-
That's physics.
Last
Yeah,
things that Mary
sometimes you
Merlot
walk
said,
into the
she's
wall.
like, wait, wall, slow down. You're going too
Yeah.
fast.
Sometimes you walk into the wall. Sometimes a carousel slings you into the wall, and other times you travel at hyperspeed right into the wall, and you just die.
Yep. You're on a bullet train express to the wall.
And
That's crazy how she was respected as one of the hottest, or the hottest woman in the world. She had the craziest amount of relationship failures and all the mental health issues she had to go through.
Oh, God don't give a shit, right? God don't give a shit how hot you are.
You coming home, going back to heaven? Oh hell!
Yeah,
never
you
mind,
make sure
hell.
you have a good relationship with God or whatever you pray to spiritually, because any moment can be your moment.
See, Ian Blades. That's what I was contemplating.
Yeah, Ken.
He has something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like she's talking too much right now. I have my wife and kids here. She's
Speaking of talking too much, Rip Ghislaine Maxwell.
like legit, she did.
Nope, she's going to start. She said she's going to spill the beans.
Yep, she's
wants to-
going to tell all the names that she has, all of them.
Yep.
That means Bill's going to prison finally.
Oh God, no! Come on, do you really think he's going to go to prison?
I don't think he's.
Well, no, here's the thing.
I'm really hoping that Hillary gets me out of this.
Well, that's the thing. Is she going to be dead, or is someone who looks very much like her going to die and she's going to disappear?
Someone's gonna get the Hillary treatment.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it ahead of time, Rip Ghislaine Maxwell, because she indicated that she is going to spill 8 names in exchange for leniency in her sentence.
Yeah, then it's like, oh no,
Hey,
she committed
did I not call
suicide
this?
with 2 gunshots in the back of the head from 10 feet away.
Yeah, no,
How
that's
sad.
That's why I kind of suspect that it's bullshit, because if we know that she's going to spill the names,
It's already the beginning of the
quite frankly, I'm thinking that like if there's a damn good chance of me like going to die if I spill the names, I'm not gonna fucking announce it in advance and then go back. No, I'm just gonna start screaming names for everyone to hear.
Oh no, she's
Because-
clearly looking out for number 1, right? She says, "Oh hey, I have this 50 caliber fuck you round in the chamber. There's still some time for you to come over and take care of number 1." She has no intention of bringing those 8 guys to justice. She wants everyone to know I can spill your names. Therefore, you better take good care of me.
And,
Yeah,
Yeah.
They took care of Epstein,
Bill-
clearly.
you're talking about Bill Clinton, right? He lived a crazy life. He lived life to the fullest. I'll
He
get.
did.
The
He was
unfortunate
America's
thing he did-
first black president. I don't care what anyone says.
I agree. I personally agree. Not gonna lie. And I'm like, the only thing he did wrong was putting a ring on that Hillary. And that's the crazy part. I'm
did
like,
not have
so why
sexual
didn't she
relations.
divorce the
I was
president?
going to say the whole Monica thing was probably a mistake.
But why didn't she divorce the president though? Because
Well,
once again,
oh yeah,
hypergamy. She
Mhm.
can't do no better than a president. She's going nowhere. And plus, she did have her own political agendas, but that's besides the point. She knows
Also-
she can't do no better than the president.
Nothing turns a woman on more than the idea that other women want her man.
Yep.
Honestly,
that-
the biggest mistake Bill made was not making sure Monica swallowed.
And she made a whole book about it. I'm like, this bitch.
that girl could suck start a leaf blower.
So if you guys watch him say, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, who honestly believe that?
Well, so he
I'm like, that motherfucker's
paused.
lying.
Like he said that and then paused and then said Miss Lewinsky.
Yeah, if he
Like, he
said
had to
Hillary
remember which
Clinton
one
afterwards,
he was that's the thing. Like he was either going to say Hillary or he was trying to remember which one he was denying.
yeah.
I did not have
Which
sexual
one's more
relations with
destructive for me
Hillary.
to deny?
No,
Hillary
chances
may be
are
my
Monica
wife,
wasn't
but I
the only
wouldn't touch
one.
that.
She was probably just the only one that got caught.
And Bill
Hillary may be my wife, but I wouldn't touch it with Cheney's dick.
As RPM says, I wouldn't fuck her with a stolen dick.
And Bill Clinton, I saw his younger photos. Yeah, that motherfucker was a straight up Chad.
Oh yeah.
But Bill Clinton was a fucking Chad.
Yeah, apparently, like some of the people. Oh, the most Chad move Trump did was bring all of them to the front row of the debate. All the women that accused Bill Clinton, and sat them right in front of Hillary.
Yes. It's so good.
Because there was one woman there that accused him when he was a lawyer in Arkansas of putting out a cigarette on her face or her tit. I can't remember. Somewhere on her body, he like put out a lit cigar on her. I'm like, holy fuck, that's badass.
And she's probably like, I have never been able to have sex without candle play since.
He imprinted on me so hard. I need more cigarette butts. Hurry. Light up a cigarette. Light up a cigar. Fuck that. No, give me the lighter. I'll do it myself. Like, whoa, lady, calm the fuck down. President Trump, even though technically he can keep the title, that was such a Chad move where he was like, yeah, I'll put you in jail, Hillary, if it was up to me.
Yeah, because
I was like,
in jail.
"Ooh."
Well, no, everyone in the audience said that too, and then the debate moderator got pissed off at them. They're like, we just want to remind everyone that you're not supposed to make any noise during the debate.
Shit, I'm going, fuck you. That's why.
Like, motherfucker, this debate's the most interesting it's been since ever.
Yeah, I put a link to Thought Miss Carol's Part 4. You guys can listen to that. And here's some real stories of career women getting bunker busted by a Jamaican guy.
I'm not surprised.
Well, actually, we call him the King of Antigua because he's from Antigua. But, I mean, it's the Jamaican accent. Listen to him talk. It's the Jamaican accent.
Now, I bet you these career women, they do their main sexy things on their girls' vacation. Where they all go with their little girlfriends to fucking
Aruba,
the Virgin Islands
Jamaica,
or fucking Jamaica and all that shit.
From you.
Yeah.
If you don't have a 12-inch dick, I don't want it.
Do you think that these career women that are hitting up Drexel and Warstarter, do you think they're single?
No, probably not.
No, probably
No.
not. Oh, my husband's out of town for the weekend.
Honestly,
Or sometimes the husband invited them over.
Oh, Jack Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Murphy.
they were telling stories about one guy. He's like, I want you to come over here and fuck my wife.
We
And I
seriously
mean-
need to, like, everyone should get together and, like, send, like, Jack Murphy a gift basket saying, thank you. We now have an eternal reference for cucks. Thank you sincerely.
But you guys signed it as Matt from Tinder. I wonder how
Yeah,
Matt from Tinder.
No, it has to be signed. Has to be signed. Dr.
How do you
Dick
think? How do you
Balls.
think Matt from Tinder is thinking about this? So you think he's having a great time, like laughing his ass off?
No, honestly, I think that he's probably really.
I'll be
I think
laughing.
that every Matt on Tinder that knows is probably a little upset because now they're associated with Jack Murphy.
But the real Matt from Tinder, he's probably like, yo, this shit is just gold, comedy gold. I cause somebody's career to end, and I got to clap his wife's cheeks.
No.
So
We
win-win
got to
to
have
me.
the gift basket come from Dr. Dick and Balls. There is no way Jack Murphy does not remember that name.
But once again, I didn't expect the situation to go in that direction. The Cook Murphy situation definitely threw me off guard. I was like, what the fuck?
Someone
Especially-
corrected my pronunciation of Antigua.
And
I mean,
wait, and what?
Antigua. It's an island in the
Oh,
what's that called?
I
The
said
Antilles.
Antigua. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's supposed to, I guess it's the locals pronounce it Antigua.
Oh, look, Matt from Tinder.
Nice.
All right, right here. So, what is your overall thing about career women being upset that they
Yeah,
chose
they're-
their career?
Popping pills. They thought they wanted the career, the money, the power. In fact, they wanted none of that. And you find out very quickly they want to be dicked down just like every other woman.
But now,
The problem is how many? Right. So you see this high-powered lawyer coming in a pantsuit in the court. How many men do you think are hitting on her? Because first of all, she's a sexual harassment lawsuit nightmare.
I will stay so far away. Oh my god, hell no. No, I'll be the one crossing the street if I saw her.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest walking red flag that you could ever see is any female lawyer, especially a female lawyer in the family courts.
She's probably lucky if she gets a minute of eye contact every day.
Unfortunately, Dr. Dre didn't learn his lesson.
Yeah.
Why would you marry a fucking lawyer, dumbass?
But so it's,
Stupid fuck.
turn the lights out, and when the clothes come off, she's just like every other woman.
But now at that certain age, she can't even keep a man around long term anymore unless she settles for a weak simp.
A Doberman. Oh,
Well,
simp. Yeah,
That-
you're
that
right,
too.
simp.
Yeah. Only if she's white.
like, he's not wrong.
No,
Oh, man.
okay. No, actually, sorry. On that note, so interesting statistic. So apparently, this one gynecologist,
Yeah.
found that in a sample of 300 pap smears that he did,
Oh no.
yeah, for every 200 to 300 pap smears, one of them had dog semen. Now, so here's the thing. That was not controlling for women who have dogs, women who have dogs big enough to do that. Nor was it done over an extended period of time.
Well, this took a dark turn.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually my invention. I said there's a podcast that does bonus episodes and they ask fans to send in inventions. My invention was a DNA collection station that you could pump into a woman when you fuck her, and then it gets left behind, and it alerts you by text message if someone else ends up inside her. And it can also detect dogs.
Proximity. God
Proximity
damn
alarm.
I can
but that-
definitely see that making millions. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and it's like a DNA collection station, right? And every time stuff goes through, it takes a DNA sample and it compares it to your sample. And if it's the same, okay, yeah, nothing wrong.
Hey,
it's
don't be
different,
surprised, Chad. Chad,
Get a text message.
Why are you surprised? She can't keep a man around anymore. All she has is
Okay.
her PhDs. Of course, she's gonna be dealing with that bestiality bullshit.
And then leave her alone with Fido.
Like, why do you think she has peanut butter jars in her fucking room? Like, she doesn't like peanut butter that much. What the fuck?
But you see, like that, like going back to that story you did at the start of the show about like the woman who sent her dog down to the basement, like that dog was big enough. there's a non-zero chance that she fucked that dog.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, you
I
did?
saw the video.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, she's literally shoving the dog downstairs to meet the possible intruder. I'm like, you evil bitch.
And the dog clearly does not want to go.
He didn't want to go. He's like, I know I'm sacrificing you, bud. I'm like, oh. If she's willing to treat dogs like that, imagine how she will treat a man in that situation. Like, you're expendable. Go ahead. Like, nah, bitch, you first. I throw her ass downstairs.
Anyways, I did my shilling. Is anyone else waiting to come in?
Two other people. Show one more time, producer Tim.
Of course. So I am the lesser half of the MGTOWN podcast. You can find us at youtube.com/MGTOWN podcast. You can find our voicemail number and our contact email addresses at migtown.show. That's MIGTOWN.show/about. Until next time, everyone, stay frosty.
All right. Peace out, man. What a cool dude. Even though he goes off the rails sometimes. And he does troll a lot. I mean, he definitely got me a couple times. Like, who the fuck is this guy? They just saying MGTOWN. It was producer Tim, of course. All right. Let us add two more people. Real Talk.
What's good, fam?
And Constantine.
Yo, what's up, Sir Yeetus? What's up?
What is going on? Puniti.
Puniti!
Boom, boom, yitty.
Hell yeah. We're going to start with Real Talk. So I'm sure you have a lot to say about this. What is your perspective on career women struggling in relationships?
Okay, well, to begin with, what's the main problem that career women have in those relationships? What is it about being in a relationship with those men? What is their main problem with those men? Would you guys say it's submission?
Yes. I'll
Okay.
say submission is the main issue.
Okay, cool. Because that's where I wanted to go. And you gotta ask yourself, why is it that she wants to look better for her boss, smell better, talk to him better, walk better, think better, and actually have some level of accountability to a certain degree while she's at that particular establishment working 40 hours a week plus? She's going to show much more submissive behavior there than she ever would at home. And not to mention, she's knocking out multiple birds with one stone because she can have her boss that.
She can have her boss that.
Maybe the mic cut.
Yeah, his mic tends to cut out sometimes.
Yo, my bad. It's like periodically the system cuts out, but she could one day have her boss where she can acquire that boss sexually and sleep with him. That's one bird that she can knock out. Or she has her work husband, the best Chad that she can find in the proximity.
The work husband, yeah.
Exactly. So when we consider that, what percentage of career women would we say are single mothers? That's another thing. Would you guys say half of the career women out there are single mothers, or a third, 25%? That's something to consider.
I guess that depends where the classification of a career woman is. Because is it a woman who has a career or a woman who has a job?
I think a woman who has a job, they all want to treat every single job like a career. Like a waitress will treat that waitressing like a career because she's trying to make as much from tips. She's trying to sexualize herself, sell her youth and beauty, and monetize herself. So it's like when they monetize themselves on OnlyFans, in my opinion, you're working, you're outside of a man's bounds. So yeah, I think anytime they're out without a covering of a man and they're working, doing their own thing, being their own hustlers, their own go-getters, grinders, and all this other shit, that terms you would associate with men, the moment they start to...
He cut out again. We'll wait for a bit. He'll be back. You'll be next, Constantine.
Yo, my bad. Is it better now? I got to get to a better spot.
Yep. We can hear you.
Okay. So what was the last thing you guys heard me say? Because every time I got some hot fire, this shit starts cutting out. I tell you.
Talk about the OnlyFans and she's hustling, doing her thing.
Okay. Anytime she puts on that masculine grind cap like a man, that to me, she's treating it like a career, because men, when we get out here and we really put our minds to it, we're building a career, we're building an empire, we're building a kingdom. Some sort of way we're getting to the top. And these women have the energy like men to get to the top and compete. So at the end of the day, when she's doing that, how can she submit to you? And the problem that these women don't understand is when they get exposed to all these men in the workplace, these bosses, these work chads and whatever the hell they are, consider them, they have a fine taste. They have acquired high value men, and that's all they know. So they won't submit to any old buster, these career women. They always.
And it cut out again. No.
All right, so where he left off was they won't submit to any old buster.
Okay, so yeah. They're not going to submit to any old buster, so they're going to have a high value man in their midst, in their sights. So the problem is this: men, we're willing to sacrifice ourselves. We're willing to protect and provide without any pre-qualification from the women, because it's instinctive. So her submissive should come with no pre-qualification of the swag, of the bag, or of the status. Why? Because we're doing it inherently, and that man she has at home would put his life on the line. So if he's willing to give his life for her, why shouldn't she live her life for him?
Because the unfortunate reality of social media and stuff. There's
And
so
I think
so many options out there. She will see you as expendable.
exactly. And another thing is, if I could just finish real quick, I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Gray.
Yeah, well, the simplest answer to your question is because the man at home is expendable. Like if she ditches the dude at home, like at least in her mind, she doesn't need his money. She doesn't need his protection. Like her boss is the provider in her life at that point.
Pretty much.
And I believe that they want to make a huge push to get the majority of women to be career women so that they can run the households and it can complete this gender role swap. That's the overarching push of career women, is give women the bag, give women the power, give them all the responsibility that they're going to fumble the bag. They're going to how can I say, abuse their power because they've been given absolute power, because we know power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. So that's what it is. Make them all career women, have them dominate their households, and we've got the whole role switched upside down, and it's like checkmate at that point.
Well, it even goes one step further, because like you go back when it's just the man's income, like he's not going to, he ain't going to spend much.
So
What did you say, Gray?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like if it's just the man's income and he's the one controlling the money, there's not a huge amount of spending, not a huge amount of tax revenue. You put the women in charge, women spend more than men. That's just a statistical fact.
Yep, 80% of the buying power of the U.S. is from women.
So then you're like, okay, well, let's go one step further and let's have the women making some money and spending the man's money.
Yep. And then that also goes back.
Businesses win.
That also goes back to the fact that, I mean, we're pretty much destined to lose this war against feminism, because every female will automatically side with feminism. And there's a large portion of the male population that will automatically side with the women just because they want puniti.
And Mr. Pliskin just highlighted a huge aspect of the career woman, because I've dabbled with a few career women. I've been their Chad provider when they want to get their rocks off, and they all have told me they have apex level P envy. That's
Yep.
what Mr. Plixon just said is apex level P envy, and that they've admitted it. Every single one of them have admitted it to me, and I'm just like, man, like this online collection of thoughts and ideas hits rock bottom, and it's always the truth, man.
Well, see, that's the biggest thing that makes me laugh so hard. Why will you fight tooth and nail to work until you're 65 or beyond? Why will you fight so hard to die at wars? Why will you fight so hard to bear the majority of responsibilities that man does on top of having a child? Because majority of women in the U.S., they get to keep the child that they have.
Yeah,
And you got to do all this by yourself.
It's
you
the
can
fear of missing
never-
out.
Yep.
Mm.
Fear
You
of
can
missing out.
never date boss babes or career women seriously. At the very most, they're practiced.
No,
About
not at the very
Yeah.
most. That is all. That is all they are.
Well,
Shit.
about 4 years ago, I dated this girl. She was like focused on her career and all that bullshit. Dude, I couldn't even tell you what her career was because when she started talking to me about it, it was like Japanese. I'm like, all right, are you going to touch my pee-pee now? Like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, it's like that clip of I think it was Nick Fuentes on the You Are Here podcast that somebody made, where Sidney Watkins just starts going at him, just ragging on him, and it's just somebody superimposed the PTSD ear ringing sound over it.
But yeah,
Uh,
I dated her for about 6 months. I couldn't tell you what she did just because I like didn't give a fuck. But she had long dark hair, super fat ass, and she came over on the weekends and we had fun. So, but yeah, so like for me, I want to live just like a minimalistic life. I want to move off grid. I don't need a whole lot to be happy. And she's like, oh, why don't you try to make more money? Why don't you get a nicer car? And I'm like, bitch, because I'm happy with what I got. I don't need all that shit.
Yeah,
And then after-
I haven't heard right. I'm gonna answer this question right. Well, this statement right quick. I think women need something to complain about. It never stops. See, this is why I say men and women are different.
Yeah,
Men,
always.
Men strives for order and peace because we deal with chaos every day. Women strive for chaos because
Yeah,
they
she
deal with
couldn't-
order and peace every day.
She just could not understand, like, you know, I make about $50,000 a year. I own my own little condo. I drive a car that's bought. It's nothing special. And, like, I'm totally happy with what I got. And she's like, couldn't believe it. She's like, but I want to live in mansions and I want to drive, like, sports cars and shit. And I'm like, I don't fucking care about any of that shit.
But why?
Just,
Like, who are you trying to impress?
yeah,
Like,
just
you.
because she wanted it. And,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it just didn't work out because of that.
It's the
And
worldliness.
Like I said before, gentlemen, like I said before, women strive for chaos. That's why we nicknamed them Agent of Chaos. Because they never have to deal with struggle like men does. I ain't saying that women don't deal with struggle, but not on the caliber that men do every fucking day.
And like, let's be honest. It's like, okay, you want to drive a sports car? Okay, there are rentals. You don't need to buy a sports car to drive one. You want to live in a mansion? I'm sure there's someone that's got like their fucking third
Airbnb.
summer home. Exactly, Airbnb. I'm sure someone's got their third summer home they're not using that they'll rent out to you for like $1,000 or whatnot for a weekend. You don't need to own the damn thing to get the experience.
How
Yeah,
much?
Other than
It's a
the
worthless
boss babe
experience
shit,
anyways.
she was kind of cool to hang around with until she started talking about that shit. And she was a freak. That's why I kept her around. So like she used to like make me do her while I was wearing like a bulletproof vest and shit.
Yeah, that's
And she
red
liked to
flags
be-
for days. What the fuck?
She liked to be choked and stuff. So I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Now
But
spit in
how
my
else
mouth.
is she able to impress her friends if she can't live in a mansion?
Yep. And like, you know, I told her my dream of like moving to the big island of Hawaii, and she's like, oh, that sounds cool, but she didn't like that I wanted to live in a school bus conversion. She's like, why don't you try to get like a big house? Because I want to fucking live in a school bus, bitch.
See, I respect women that's willing to live that minimalistic lifestyle with their boo thing, even though they can change at any time, of course, because emotions, right? But
They will. Oh.
Yeah.
Would you
but,
guys say that it's my bad?
What'd you say, real talk?
I was gonna say, would you gentlemen say that it's an extreme level of pride that stops them from being stay-at-home wives and also living a minimalistic lifestyle? They have too much pride, would you say?
No.
No,
It's the
women
feeling of
look
missing
for
out.
approval.
It's the feeling of missing out on the BBD, the bigger, better deal.
Well, that too, but
Well,
on top
that's
of that, women thrive on external validation. Men,
bingo.
for the most part, we don't need external validation
Yeah.
to be happy or respected or whatever. Men respect men for following their own fucking path. No matter how different it is, unless it's some Cuck Murphy shit, then we don't respect that. But I'm talking about men that literally goes their own way. Besides marriage, because we as men we can't respect marriage anymore. We can't. As a society of men, we can't respect marriage. We won't respect you if you decide to get married in the West. We can't. But if a man's willing to, I'm just going to go chill on the coast of Florida or Hawaii and just ride the waves on my surfboard with the dolphins and grow my own coconuts and men respect that, that you're willing to stand on your own 2 feet, your own values and morals and because a lot of men, they're very envious of men that's willing to take risk. You get what I'm saying? Because many men these days, or should I say simps, they're too scared to do their own thing. They're way too scared to be their own man and do what they want to do.
Because they were raised by feminists, and they too, just like women, are afraid of missing out.
Right.
They feel like if they keep interjecting themselves into this society that these people are trying to form, that they're going to get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
When they cannot see, it's right in front of their face that this system only extracts. It does not give back, it only takes.
Well, actually, that's the thing. I think that even that's the thing. They might know, but then you go into the idea of victim or victor. They choose to follow the orders of society because in their mind they can't lose. Either they win and are the victor, or it's society's fault and they're the victim. Either way, it is they either win, or if they lose, it's not their fault. It's not their failing.
Whereas
Accountability.
As a society, with more specifically feminine traits, they're more worried about what the group feels. They're not willing to make the big plays. They're trying to make sure that the group, aka the tribe, aka society, get alongs with each other.
Soy society.
Soy society, yeah, it's even worse. Constantine, you're next. Give me a second. Fingerbanger.
Good afternoon, good evening, gentlemen, or ladies, if you're listening as well. How we doing today?
Sweet.
I'm about to drink some good
We're
shit.
doing
too.
good.
Doing well,
Still
sir.
steady
Good.
making
Smoke
some
some
money.
good shit.
Good,
But-
good. So it sounds like we're talking about women in the workplace. Am I right? I just kind of jumped in here. I don't really know.
Career
yes.
women.
And we're gonna start with Constantine first. Then I'll get to you, man.
Very good.
Constantine, what is your perspective on career women struggling with relationships?
Well, I think that a lot of them don't understand that men and women they have different priorities. They look for different things in partners of the opposite sex. Really, that's what a lot of it boils down to. Because what do we see a lot of these women doing? They think that we care about their careers and their degrees as much as they care about ours. And I think part of it is feminism tries to push this idea that, and I guess you could also say society as well, alongside feminism, pushes the idea that men and women are equal to a T, period, the end, and they don't take into account biological differences, psychological differences, And when people want to try to bring this stuff up, they get flamed, they get shamed, they get shut down. I remember that a good example of this would be women in the military. I remember Sean from Think Before You Sleep put out a segment talking about it, and they interviewed this one woman who was in the Marine Corps, and she was
You
being
talking about
put through.
that when that Marine captain was on the news? I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, where she basically said they were putting her through the same physical training for her rating MOS, and she said that because of all that harsh physical training she was having to go through, it rendered her infertile. She couldn't have children anymore. And as far as it goes with women in the workplace and the career women, in some ways there are some red flags. For example, they tend to be more competitive and aggressive, which are more masculine traits from when you look at things in a traditional gender role perspective. So you have a woman that might be acting more aggressive and competitive in the workplace, and then they come home, and that can definitely come home with them into your relationship. And men are working all day. They want to come home. They just want to be able to relax and, crack open a drink, have some snacks, sit down and watch some TV or something like that. They don't want to come home and have a second boss. They want to be able to come home and have peace. They be able to unwind. They don't want to have somebody that's in just a second boss at home, because they already had to put up with one all day long. And I've met several women in the workplace that kind of have that kind of aggressive and more masculine kind of take on things, and they're not fun to deal with. It's not fun having a woman boss you around like that as a man. It can be very just irritating to have to deal with that. It can even be irritating when a dude sometimes is getting all up on you like that, but
Are you talking
especially
about at work or at home?
both at work and at home with women as well.
Well, shit, even at work, other women say they'd rather have a male boss.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because men naturally are leaders. Men are, traditionally speaking, are supposed to be the leaders of their relationships, and a lot of women want men to take charge and lead a relationship, and a lot of young men may not necessarily be taught these things growing up, and they may not understand it. And I think that's part of why they're so lost, because from a young age, men are taught not to be traditionally masculine by society and by school and all of that, because they get in trouble. It is frowned upon, and you will be disciplinary action will be taken. You can't even, as a man, stand up for yourself in school anymore for people bullying you. You get in trouble alongside the bully, even though And I remember that you mentioned, Yeetus, that you asked in the Discord about if bullying has a purpose, and
Yep, is bullying necessary?
To a certain degree, I would say it is, just in the sense that it's not fun to be bullied, but it's an opportunity for you to stand up for yourself and enforce boundaries that you set in place that other people aren't allowed to cross.
So would you
It
say
builds
it's a
character.
necessary?
Yes.
Would you say it's a necessary evil?
In a way, I would say that it is, because there's always going to be people that are going to be disrespectful. There's always going to be people that are going to try to test those boundaries that you have all throughout your life. And it's not necessarily your own fault that they're going to be doing that to you. It's just who they are as people. Unfortunately, they can be very twisted and messed up.
So what were you saying now, the Hermit?
I think bullying is good to a degree. Obviously, you don't want to push somebody to where they're about to delete themselves. But like bullying as a kid, it builds character. It's like, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this weird shit I'm doing in school, and they'll stop picking on me. And it like teaches you to like stand up for yourself. All right, you keep bullying me, I'm gonna smash you in the nose. Like, I think it's good and healthy as long as you don't go overboard.
I think a good example of that would be this one meme. It was a picture of like a social media post. And this guy was saying that everybody's into anime now, but you made fun of everybody that liked anime back in high school and middle school. And someone commented and said, "Yeah, because you were taking it too far and you were trying to do all the special moves from the anime during recess, and you looked stupid." You're making a clown of yourself. That's why we were making fun of you. It had nothing to do with you liking anime. You were just acting cringe.
So let me say this right quick. Bobby John's teasing is probably a better word. So here's the thing with today's society, especially in schools, you're not even allowed to do that without
Nope.
getting in trouble for hurting somebody's feelings. Now everybody is a bunch of sensitive little pussies that are incapable of standing up for themselves, because there's one issue that is just school. What's going to happen when they go out into the real world? They will get destroyed.
And I think another good example would be on the polar opposite end. If people are out there, bullying and messing with people, and they get away with it in school, because schools can really, it's very weird because schools, they don't take nearly as much of a proactive approach on bullying as they should, but at the same time, they also allow they also will go ahead and what am I thinking of here? They'll like you said, they'll punish people for really trivial, stupid stuff. Yet they will basically let people get away with bullying. They don't want to risk getting parents upset about having to punish their kid for bullying somebody or something.
Imagine
like that.
20 years ago, especially in the colleges, I'm proposing safe spaces so people won't get hurt by words.
20 years ago,
I would get beat up for that alone, huh?
20 years ago, we had a guy in our friends group that we literally called fucknuts. And every recess, we threw our fucking oranges at him. We made him stand on the fucking wall, and we threw our goddamn oranges at him.
Heck, like almost 20 years ago.
He's an all right dude now.
I don't know how this dude turned out, but almost 20 years ago, like there was this one dude who would just keep, I don't know, like I was part of the Yu-Gi-Oh crowd back in the day, and this
I
one
love me
dude,
some fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and this one dude who, like, he didn't play the game, he just kind of came up to the group and was annoying. Like, I swear, I spent the better part of a week literally grabbing this guy, dragging him away from the rest of the group, and throwing him down a hill. Like,
where did this
repeatedly.
hill come from?
It was just part of the school property.
I was about to say.
It wasn't throwing him off a cliff. It was down a decent slope. Like, over a 45-degree angle.
So
like, I swear, it was probably the most fun the guy had, to be honest.
So based on what you said, will you believe that bullying will be coming back with a vengeance in the future?
I wouldn't be surprised. It's, definitely whenever you try to aggressively attack something, like we're seeing with safe spaces and stuff like that, it's kind of like the 2016 election. I remember, I think it was some British comedian, kind of celebrity guy.
Before you continue, Constantine.
Yes.
Where the fuck you at? Hold up. Man, what you know about Blade Blades? Huh? What you know about that shit? I know plenty about Blade Blades. What you know about that?
Those were tight growing up.
Don't disrespect me, bro. I love Blade Blades. Especially, I had the giant Blade Blades, not even a small one. I had a giant one.
Oh, I had a remote control Beyblade.
I had like one of the first. I had like one of the first Chinese knockoff ones that had like a super large weight disc, and then I'd get like this steel mixing bowls so that like you actually got some serious aggressive action. Dude, I fucking broke people's Beyblades in that thing.
Bro, like don't get me wrong, I don't mind the small Beyblades, but I was like, no, this is fucking stupid. I like the bigger ones that my dad gave me for Christmas. Oh Lord, me and my brothers, we didn't
just like tearing up the fucking bathtub.
Yeah, in the bathtub, in the dining room area, we moved the tables and stuff. Hey, shit got intense, and a couple of parts went flying when they collided. But hey, I'm a big Beyblade fan. I don't care. I love Beyblades. I love it. Hell, who knows? Because I know the Beyblade thing is still going till this day.
I actually sold a bunch of them on eBay, like in the summertime, for like over like $50 or $60 because I got an eBay store. So I picked them up for dirt cheap, sold them for a decent profit.
What do you know about Duel Monsters or Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic? What do you know about that?
I mean, I own like 20,000 Magic cards and 15 Commander decks. So I mean,
Well, don't get me wrong. I got my ass whooped like 24/7 by my older brother when it comes to Magic, because I didn't get it. But Yu-Gi-Oh though. Woo!
See, Pokemon was always my thing. I fucked with Pokemon hardcore.
You did the
you might want to rephrase that nowadays.
yeah, some hardcore Pokemon.
Pokemon
But
Snap after hours.
You did the cord for your Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance, where you trade Pokemon or you battle somebody.
I had the cards, and then I had the first game I had was Red, and I like had all the cheat codes and shit. So I had like infinite rare candies and Pokeballs and stuff.
Game Shark.
You didn't have yellow, silver, none of that, you know? Crystal.
Well, my first one I had was Red, and then I had the other ones too. I just don't remember in what order. And then I got the Aloha region because, you know, I'm like obsessed with the Hawaiian Islands, so I had to get that one.
And yeah, chat. Masculine man in this motherfucker loves Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that shit. And I whoop
I
your
got
ass.
all my
I'll bring
Pokemon
back
badges.
Exodia. I'll bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon. Try me.
Only real men handle luxury rectangle cardboards. Okay.
Oh God! I actually had some fucking like Legend of Blue Eyes packs, a full Exodia set, and then they got fucking wet because I took them on a goddamn boat.
No.
See, I remember whenever I actually have it out right now looking through it. I have the Yu-Gi-Moto complete
Lord
set.
Pepsi, what the fuck do you know about Digimon? Don't even get me started.
See, I like Digimon, but anytime you bring up Digimon, they either love it or hate it.
Well, I had that, you know those little Digimon things that has toys where you had to like walk around a certain amount of time to have.
Oh yeah, the fucking step counters.
like a Tamagotchi or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I stayed fit, to be honest. You know,
those were
dope. I want to
dope.
hash this egg. I don't give a fuck. Like just walking around the block. Or you have to shake it like a shit ton of times.
Yeah, I fucking ended up shaking the goddamn thing.
Like, god damn it.
Fucking hours on end.
Dude, I'm pretty sure those go for like $80 online now.
Oh god,
$80? Oh fuck.
Yeah, like go on eBay. I think it's like between $60 to $100 they're selling for.
And
I mean, honestly, I
MGTOW.
probably would drop that.
Hey, Lion and MGTOW. My older brother was in Dungeons and Dragons, but I didn't officially play Dungeons and Dragons until 2015.
I play Dungeons and Dragons every Sunday. I'm the dungeon master.
It was like they took
which
it
edition?
easy on me because I was new, and we were drinking as well. But they did the freestyle, not the actual lore, and that was the most fun I've had in a long time. The freestyle gets out of control, and I loved it. Like I got knocked out by the bartender because I took this drug that made me go mad. I rolled a 1. I ran out of my room, went downstairs to the bartender, rolled the 1 again. I tried to hit the bartender, and he knocked me out cold. That's one of many situations I've been in. I love Dungeons and Dragons now, but unfortunately, I was too late. You know. It is definitely a good game to play, especially a board game. I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Mayor, got to ask which edition you run.
I don't even fucking know.
Oh, I'm running 5th edition, but there's most of what I'm doing for my guys is homebrew. So,
hold up, finger banger.
Yes, sir.
You going nowhere? We ain't done yet.
All right, man. All right. We talking about Digimon and games and shit.
Hey,
all right.
There's nothing wrong with games.
except for the games women play.
Only if you have time for games. Only if you
Let me
have
do
time.
kung fu on random women down the street, like just fucking roundhouse kicking bitches, like roadhouse. Like.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the topic because
Yep.
we went off. Don't get me wrong. It
No,
was
it's all
nice
good.
to go down family lane. Okay, not family lane.
You're gonna see it in the
It was
comment
nice to go
sections
down
now,
memory
Yeetus.
lane. Not
You're
family.
gonna- You're
What?
gonna see it in the comment section now. Oh, you guys got off topic too long.
If you don't like it, fuck off.
How dare you,
Jesus
skeleton
Christ.
man?
I like games. So I'm gonna talk about that shit.
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can be too busy all you want now. I'm talking about when I was a child, bro. Come on, bro. Jeez. Damn, y'all motherfuckers need to learn how to have fun. Anyway, finger banger.
Yeah, one of the ironies of becoming an adult and having money to spend and having a great library of games on Steam and shit is now you just don't have time to play them, and that just sucks. But that's the great conundrum of becoming an adult.
You're too tired. You walk through the door. You see your high-powered computer. And then you just keep walking.
Just
You're
keep
trying to go
walking.
to sleep or drink.
Yep. Once you get in the door, you get your clothes, go to the gym, come back, shower, try to get something to eat, get your shit ready for in the morning, your coffee and all that. It's time to go to bed.
And to be honest,
But-
I personally don't play games as much anymore. I guess I'm semi-retired, but unless I play with like friends or members of the Warband, I don't touch video games anymore.
Yeah. So one of the things I'd like to say concerning this, that what came to my mind as I've been listening to the gentleman here talk in the chat and some of the other comments too, is some of the stories that my dad told me when he was growing up. My dad was born in, I believe it was 1954. So back in that time was a completely different era when he was growing up. So growing up in the 60s and such. And back in those days, they would bring their guns to school. They would bring guns to school for show and tell.
Rifles
They-
and shit.
Yeah, whatever. They would be like, hey, check out this cool gun that my dad bought me or that I worked this summer job for. And they bring it to school along with ammunition and show and tell for the class. And the teachers would bring their guns to school and shit. And they had shooting range and competitions at the school, and nobody shot anybody.
Is that the one you throw the plates and stuff in the air?
They did the, what do you call that, the skeet shooting. They did some of that, but I mean, the thing is,
At least
what
I had
was
arrows.
different?
Shit, I had
The thing is,
bow and arrow.
well, they had that too, but the thing is, what I'm saying is they brought deadly, what we would quote unquote call deadly weapons to school, but when they had issues with each other,
Right.
they didn't go and shoot the shit out of each other. They went behind the school and they boxed. And after it was done, in most cases, it was over.
Oh yeah,
And that-
there wasn't even any cameras like that in school yet, right? 1954.
So that's quite a while back. And, there was what was different? You have to ask yourself, why was that so different then compared to now? Nowadays, that don't go on. Nowadays, you can't deal with your issues. You have to internalize everything until somebody pops a gasket and then they shoot somebody. Or they bring a gun to school to shoot somebody. Or they bring a knife and they shoot somebody. Or they'd stab somebody. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, what is the
spaces?
Well, what's the problem? What's the problem? And we have to look back to the root of this conversation when I stepped into it.
Right.
And we got away from what worked. We got away from traditional values, and not just traditional values, but there was a underlying, even for people that weren't religious, there was an underlying respect for morality and virtue, and that is part of what's been lost, along with the women becoming more, as you say, independent, leaving the home as they were homemakers and going out and earning a career. And this is where the family structure began to decay, along with a widespread acceptance of degeneracy and fathers not being able to be the fathers that they need to be because of the laws that are set against them.
Right.
But the root of the problem is a departure from the things that always work. And that's where we have to go back to. We as men, this is the beginning of what we're doing here. We're talking about this, but all great things just start with ideas. It starts with men just coming together and discussing and talking about the topic. This is the beginning of a return. That's what we're doing. This is the focus. This is the way I look at it anyway. It's a productive thing. A lot of guys will be like, hey, all those guys are just complaining and they're just a bunch of whatever. Incels, whatever the fucking word they use nowadays. But no. These are real men talking about returning to our roots.
And that's the big issue. The only group of people that still has this mentality of we will deal with this like men is the military. And even then, it's dying out as we speak.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, hey, take off your fucking rank. Literally, there's people that box with officers like they're superiors. Like out in the woods, like take off your rank, take off your jacket. So we'll be able to fight as man to man.
That's right.
And then after that, they just go and shake on it, or even better, they will go and have a beer.
The government has to get out of the home. The first step that has to happen is the government has to get out of the home. It has to get out of the way of fathers being there for their children and disciplining their children properly. This is where we're having issue. Well, don't spank your kids. Well, now look at how the kids are acting. Look at how they behave. They can't deal with any opposition or anything that goes wrong. They can't deal with any trial of life. They'll break down. They'll get on depression meds or they'll self-delete. They can't handle anything.
I'm glad my dad never gave a fuck.
Neither did mine.
His old trusty friend, the belt. Like he's like, oh no. Like,
oh yeah.
You think I give a fuck what CPS? Do you give a fuck what they gotta say? Like really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to jail. But just imagine when I come back, what's gonna happen?
That's right. I tell you what, my dad would terrorize me. I used to hate going to church. We go to church every time the doors were open when I was growing up, and I ended up getting a spanking every time I came home from church because I always did something that would piss him off, and I could hear him on the other side of the house because it was a long house and there was hardly no carpet. It was all tile floor. He would be popping that belt, pow, pow, and my ass cheeks would be tightening up. Just listen to that noise. Here it comes.
And do you know the belt that's like braided into like the small leather straps are braided into a belt? Like
yes,
yeah, braided belt.
About?
Yeah,
that was his favorite one. Fuck him.
See, my grandpa was scary with the belt. My grandpa had the quick draw belt. You know, like he was like one of those old Wild West gunfighters with how fast he took his belt off. I swear to God.
So he was like
you blink and he's got his belt folded in his hand, ready to whoop some ass.
So he was like Pootie Tang. If you watch that movie.
Oh, scary.
With the belt. But that's the big thing. It has nothing to do with any abuse. That you'll know if it's abuse. But
there's a fine line between abuse and discipline. And most of us understand where that line lies.
And for me, it's not. I didn't really have a behavior problem per se. You know, I was just lacking in school. Middle and high school. I was just bored. I'm sure you guys are bored out of your fucking mind. Like this is no point. Like school is fucking stupid. And you know, I got 2.5 GPA. Luckily, I finished with a 3.1 GPA, but school was pointless. But of course, your dad, you know, he has a different perspective on that, and that's one of the main reasons why I got that. I got that belt to the behind, you know, because like you gotta see, like, but Dad, I'm taking Spanish 6. That's expert. I don't care. Like fuck, you're gonna learn that Spanish.
Yep.
Like Dad, I can't write an essay in Spanish.
I got the belt pretty bad. One time I blew up a park bench with a pipe bomb, so I got my ass.
God damn. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I was always doing some crazy shit when I was a kid.
Why are you trying to blow shit up as a
Man, I was a troubled kid.
I get it.
How did you?
I mean, if you could make a pipe bomb as a teenager,
how'd you even make that? How'd you even make it happen?
I had
I
like an
mean,
older friend that showed me how, and he's like, "Oh, you want to go blow up a park bench?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
You don't have to ask me twice.
Yep. And that's kind of one of the milder things I did.
But hey, y'all, I'm gonna invite this person, the one, the only, Lionel McTow.
What's up, fam?
Wyatt.
Welcome, welcome.
What is
What
going
up?
on, Lionel McTow? What is going on?
Nothing much.
Do you have anything to say about current topic or anything to say about career women struggling in relationships?
Yeah, so as far as career women struggling in relationships, well, I say it's their fucking problem. It's not ours. It's their problem. You see, they want to have their cake and eat it, and now they're finding out that a lot of times they can't do it. See, it's easier said than
Found out
done.
they're diabetic.
Exactly. They found out they're diabetics, and a lot of them find out that it's easier said than done. I mean, they want to LARP as men, but the problem with doing it is that it comes with burdens. It comes with burdens that are very heavy. A lot of them cannot shoulder those burdens. Those burdens are really heavy, and it's killing them. It's driving them nuts. That's why a lot of them are on head meds. A lot of them are depressed, and it's just a complete shit show.
Yeah, they can't handle. See. Here's the thing. This is why I tell men all the time, and I'm sure you guys already understand. Women will love to have all this freedom, but they are repulsed by the responsibility that comes with it.
Exactly.
Well,
So
that's
I
do
definitely
they
agree.
really want freedom, or do they just want power?
They just want power.
Power
They
benefits.
want both. They want fried ice.
They want all the freedoms with none of the responsibilities.
Yeah, it makes them a tyrant.
So,
Yeah.
Well, that's
so
the thing,
like
because
I said before, it's like putting a 10-year-old as a governor or president of the United States. Like, go ahead, do your thing, young child, and we won't hold you responsible if anything goes wrong.
So if he wipes out his entire tribe, then they won't hold him responsible. Well, I guess they can't because they're all dead.
It's your
That's
child.
the idea.
Child doesn't
That's
know
the
that.
idea, isn't it?
Damn.
which is honestly kind of funny because, like, if you go back far enough when there were actually child emperors and child kings, like, they were held responsible in the sense that, like, they either obeyed what their puppet masters told them to do, had to be really fucking smart to figure a way out of it, or they were probably going to live very short lives.
Yeah, probably.
Very short lives.
Yeah, they probably end up like Joffrey, getting poisoned.
Yep. Poisoned, beheaded.
Well,
hung.
Joffrey actually had a fair degree of independence. Like, that was, like, God.
But yeah, hey, Sir Yeetus, I want to say one more thing about the bullying thing. Then I got to head out. I got to get to the gym before 8. So,
Make sure you show your channel when you're done.
all right. So, one reason why bullying was good for me. So, when I was in high school, I was fat, I was out of shape, I was weak. I got bullied, and I got my ass in the gym. And now, fast forward today, 90% of the time when I walk into the room, I'm one of the most jacked dudes in the room. So, that's one example how bullying can be good.
Me, I never really had to put up with bullying for the usual reasons.
Yeah, it let me know, like, there's no excuse to be fat. There's no excuse to be weak. And I got my ass in the gym, and it changed my life for sure. But, yeah, I got to head out, guys. Make sure you guys check out my YouTube channel, Island Hermit RP3. It's only a small channel. I'm mainly just doing it for shits and giggles, but it was great talking to you guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Jeez.
Peace.
Out.
But yeah. As far as bullying is concerned, I say it's hit or miss. You know, sure, like bullies can make you, build character, and also make you want to just haul off and knock the shit out of them, make them stop, put a stop to it personally. But yeah, but me personally, I didn't really have that problem with bullies because I was 6'2" in high school. And people typically don't mess with the tall students. Basically, they don't mess with you.
Do you believe it's still a necessary evil?
It can be, but not to the extent where they're bullying to the point where they're stalking you, they're shooting up your house and doing all this shit. Then it's going too far. Then it's
Okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
So, anybody else has anything to say about the career woman topic, bullying topic? What else you got to say?
Well,
I
bullying.
did have. Oh, go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. What I was also going to say is that a lot of women, they focus on their degrees and their careers in some of the best years of their lives that they can use to try to find a man to get married to and have kids with. So, 4 years for a bachelor's degree, 6 for a master's, and then 8 for a doctorate. So you're going to go for all that stuff for a degree, and then you're going to come out on the other end of it, already in your late 20s, and you're approaching 30.
Yep.
It's on the horizon there,
Yep.
and
you have their tens of thousands of dollars in the hole debt, student loan debt.
yeah, that's one thing you got to watch out for. And even the ones that may not come out of it with any debt, a lot of the times when they get on their own, they acquire debt. I remember
Yes,
before
they
you
do.
sleep did a video on that.
Mhm.
It's insane.
Yeah. Most of the credit card debt, exactly. I mean, most of the credit card debt in the U.S. Women pretty much shoulder most of the credit card debt in the U.S. right now.
Yep, it's like 90%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The audacity of these women acting confused, though, that why aren't men choosing me? I got my career, I got my money, I got this, I got that. Why doesn't he want me? Why is he dating a cashier from a grocery store? What is this?
Well, I think, Mayor, you had something earlier. Do you want to do that before I jump in?
I was just gonna chime in on the bullying thing. I mean, that's.
We can go back to the bullying.
I think at some level we were all bullied to some degree.
I was.
I mean, even now today, as adults, we're all being bullied by this feminist ideology that's taking over.
Well, when you put it that way,
it's the shaming language and the shaming tactics never stop.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny when you can be called both a white supremacist and a race traitor at the same time.
That's pretty funny.
But Lionel Maytel, do you have anything to say about how these middle-aged, career-driven women act so confused and distraught that successful Chad is willing to choose a person that's a cashier at Burger King or McDonald's over her?
Well, half of that is plausible deniability. They understand why Chad chooses them, why Chad chooses like the cashier over them, because for the most part, Chad doesn't want to fuck another man. He doesn't want to fuck a woman who's LARPing as a man.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's pretty much where it is right there. Chad likes women who are in their feminine, not women who are LARPing as men. So if you got a career and you're doing all this high flying, high powered shit, then naturally they're gonna say, "Well, I don't care about that. I do that normally. It's naturally. I mean, I don't need that. What do I need that for? It's just that's Chad.
And I do it effortlessly as well.
Yeah.
Any other variables, Lionel McTowell, of why she's often not chosen, and the younger women are chosen instead?
Well, a lot of it. Well, her age is one part of it. Her age and her attitude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. Attitude.
Yep.
I can't stand that. See, here's the thing. Like, once I even get a hint of a woman having an attitude, I walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got time. I don't got the patience. A woman that has that combative, masculine attitude. Fuck you. Like,
Exactly.
Actually, that's an interesting point, though. Can maybe take a deeper dive into, like, why do they think that is something that appeals to men?
because they were brainwashed by the feminists to believe that that's what men want. I'm like, most men don't like combative women, but the feminists keep driving this shit to them, saying, no, this is what these men want. This is what they really want. I'm like, no, the fuck we do not. If you're combative, you're loud, and you won't shut the fuck up, then naturally it's going to turn the man off.
Do you know what's worse? Do you know what's worse? They complain, these career women, middle-aged women that used to be 10s, 9s. Now she's probably at 8, 7.5 now because she's getting older, right? She's like so distraught that, this woman is an average fucking chick. Like she's nothing special. Why is he choosing her? Like why is she's choosing just some average looking girl? Like there's nothing great about her, Yeah, she's a little bit on the chunky side, just a little bit, just a little bit, Her face isn't great. Yeah, she has some okay tatas, a C cup probably, she has a booty, but isn't that special? Why is he going after her and not me? I got the looks and the career.
Ooh, I want to expand on this. So another thing is that you got to take into account is these career women. There's a good chance they might be making a good deal of money, and they don't want to date a guy that's beneath them. So they're gonna rule out a good deal of dudes already, and but another thing is there's a good chance that these high value men, they understand through experience that they have with women that they may be beautiful on the outside, but they are ugly on the inside in terms of their attitude, their behavior, all their baggage. It's just stuff they don't want to have to deal with.
Yep.
And
trash personalities.
Exactly.
That's something that I touched on. Something that I touched on earlier. That beauty is not just a matter of physical appearance. It's also about what's inside your spirit, your mind.
Yeah, your personality, everything.
So is that why successful Chad is taking a 6 or 7 female, average, pretty average woman that's a cashier at McDonald's, taking her to his Lamborghini instead of the career woman?
Her submissive personality makes her a 10.
I would definitely say it's kind of like what Undead Chronic has said in some of his videos. He'll have fun with the feminist women, the SJW types of women, but they're not marriage material, obviously, so he doesn't treat them as such, And that's kind of, I guess, what you could say the way that most of these high value men see it. If you're cool with it, we can have some fun, but you don't really have you're not long-term relationship material, because look, as we all know, looks don't last forever, but your personality, how you treat other people, your attitude, that can last pretty much the rest of your life. And does a man really want to be stuck with somebody that has all those things in a woman that are twisted and messed up? Nope.
Well, that's the unfortunate part. No matter how much you explain to these girls, they still want to go out of their way, fight tooth and nail, to work until they're 65 years old, to die in wars.
Yeah. And
die
also,
in dangerous jobs.
Yeah.
But they'll never do it without complaining.
Yeah, they'll do it without complaining. Exactly.
For me, if I saw your oil rigger, you get paid starting pay $80,000. All right, you can give me my equipment, bro. Gee, that's starting pay.
Exactly. You're a truck driver. You're hauling diesel. Hazmat tanker endorsements. Starting pay $80,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
could I elaborate on one thing, Yeetus?
What's up?
I've noticed girls who are 7s and aboves. They typically get a BS degree. They're trying to be a wife to a Chad from ages 20 to say 24, and you'll notice a lot of these girls, once they get to that 23, 24 age and it doesn't work out with the Chad that they want, they'll go back to school to go for a more promising career. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
CNA?
What's that?
CNA? A nurse?
Well, something where they can actually
go for.
Yeah, something where they can have a dog as their man A big dog is their man, and they can make enough money to have their own place and live independent from a man. But I've noticed once they get completely ran through and they start to hit the preliminary wall around 23, 24, because I think the wall scooched itself up about 2 years, believe it or not. If she's a white girl, like Chronic says, she's hitting the wall a little bit earlier. The girls with a little bit more of an olive complexion, they're maybe getting at 26. And I won't lie, black doesn't crack, so black girls have a longer duration. So yeah, it's something very interesting.
Girls are a lot better than Western girls.
You're right, but it can crack if you don't take care of it.
Yeah, Western African American women, no. Like, women from actual Africa, yes. And that's why I have a big thing for Romanian women, Persian women, women near the Middle East, because I don't know, it's just something about them. It's just like
I prefer exotic fruit myself.
Because they don't eat food as bad as us, and on top of that, they're still traditional. You know, I've dated a Romanian chick. The only reason that we weren't together still is because I had to go to the military. But I'm like, damn, there's actually foreign women out there that's acting like that. And she was fit as fuck, and she had hazel eyes, and she had that I think it was Constantine or Gray. I think it was Constantine. Were you the one that said olive skin? Who said olive skin?
Yeah,
It was me.
Real talk. Yeah. Olive skin, very fit, very feminine. Bro, it was awesome. Just unfortunately, I had to go to the military, so I wasn't going to put her through all that bullshit. Will I go back in that area if need be to find a boo thing? And she's staying there. She ain't coming back to the U.S. It'll be perfect.
Their poor home training, not knowing how to be a wife and not knowing how to bag that Chad, how to throw a net over him and pull him to where they need him. That poor home training is what causes them to get their hearts broken and then become a lot of the times career women, because the girls who are heavier, the girls who don't have as many options, even though they still have a plethora over your above average guy these days, they are more logical in what they like. How can I say it? The big girl has always been the book nerd, typically. She's always been better at school. So it's like she's most likely gearing herself up to be a career woman. I got a cousin of mine. She's been working in like a forensic lab for a police department, has her own house, has her own thing, and she's always been bigger. So it's just like that's kind of inherent for them. But the girls who do have looks, whether it's 5 or higher in that regard, if you're saying above the median or middle, yeah, you would say like, hey, those girls get pumped and dumped. They lose out on love. Their love hormone gets exhausted, and then they start scrambling and becoming desperate. And that's where they have to take on a career woman so they can truly be independent and feel like they're accomplishing something, because they work really hard for those careers, believe it or not. That's the hardest work they ever put in, because they don't put the work in to be a wife.
But here's a big thing, though, right? Similar to hot girls, 10s or 9s, I tell men all the time, don't take 10s or 9s seriously. Do not. At all.
No, they lack accountability.
Yes, they lack accountability. On top of that, do you really think that she wasn't going around in her early teens and beyond? You really think she's a virgin, let alone a born again virgin? Like, come on, y'all. That's why you have the stereotype for decades. The hot girls are the psychotic ones. Okay, because all that schlong she was taking and all the medication she's taking.
Yeah, I'm not trying.
It scrambled her fucking brain.
Yeah, and the trigger word no is their trigger word.
As they've always been told yes.
Bingo.
And their favorite word is more.
More.
ATM.
It's like Kylo Ren from Star Wars. More.
It's like the alien from Men in Black. More.
So here's a big thing. Mine and
Well, me personally, well, they're adults. They knew what they were getting themselves into. So
Yeah.
the short answer is no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Finger banger.
Yes, sir. I was sorry about that, guys. I've been washing dishes while I've been listening. What's
It's
up?
all good. You say you're doing a lot better than the average woman. What is your? Do you believe we should have any sympathy for career women?
Absolutely not, because they deny their very nature to want to nurture and provide and be underneath the authority of a strong man. They deny that. And I've had discussions with career women alongside them. They're completely clueless somehow of what men always wanted for them. And they're like, no, this woman here, she's beautiful and she's got a really good career and she makes X amount of money. And I stopped her. I said, we don't care about that. We don't care about your money. But she's got she's got her own business. We don't care about that. But she's got a degree. She's got a degree. We don't care about that either. If we cared about that, we'd be gay. We'd be dating other men. We don't care about that. The only thing we ever wanted from you was for you to submit. All you had to do was not be fat and be submissive. That was the main two things. And just that's it. It was so simple, and you couldn't do that.
What do you have to say about that line of MGTOW? Would you have anything to say about what Finger Baker said?
What, me?
Or, no? Yeah, I thought you wanted to say something.
Oh no, I was agreeing with what he said.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay.
Yeah.
Constantine, you next. Should we have any sympathy for career women?
Well, I would say that they definitely put themselves into the position they're in because of their own choices. If they chose to do all this because feminism, they believed it. They if anybody told them, male or woman, from their past told them it was a bad idea and they didn't listen, they didn't ask for it to be explained to them why it's a bad idea. And I remember I was talking to this one girl over Snapchat, and she was talking about why guys were hitting on her and everything. And she's like, "We're here to talk about. I just want to talk about like business stuff and crypto and all that stuff." I was like, "Lady," I DM'd her like, "Lady, you know why that men are doing that? They're hitting on you all the time. It's because we don't give a fuck about your career. We don't give a fuck about your degree. That's not what men look for. Men don't look for that. I mean, if you."
All the times that men were very specific on what they wanted, they still refuse to listen, right?
Which is why you should never take dating advice from a woman.
Yep, it's like asking a fish on how to catch it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal.
Good old Patrice. Remember, he was one of the first people I watched because he was recommended to me.
Well, I still consider him as a godfather of Red Pill because I think he's one of the first to actually bring, besides Al Bundy, the Red Pill philosophy.
Good old Al.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've had many many musicians and many actors who've actually had some good red pills. I think my favorite red pill actually came from Michael Jackson.
You talking about Billie Jean?
No, not that one. From this famous song, I want to be starting something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he said, and like in that song, he said he actually dropped a good red pill. He said in that song, if you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. Yep.
Well, it's Michael Jackson, so there won't be no protests with him at that.
If you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. And then even James Brown had a good one too. He said, you gotta live for yourself and no one else.
That's true, but I believe, at least, I think Patrice O'Neal built a foundation of what the manosphere is today. I know Tom Likas, even though he turned into a liberal fucktard.
Yeah.
Al Bundy, Michael Jackson, a bunch of musicians, and a bunch of actors as well. But I believe Patrice O'Neal did that sole focus on the examples and philosophies that we still speak about today. He's the one that brought it to the forefront and made it funny.
Yep.
because he still has videos to this day coming out. Because I only known recently that he had a radio show or was a part of a radio show. Giving out
Patrice?
nothing but red pill. Yeah, Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, I remember hearing a segment of it. People would call in and talk to him about their relationships. It was very interesting to listen to.
Yeah, no sugarcoating or nothing. He gave it to you like how it is. I'm like, yo, that's literally how it should be when a man is talking to another man. All right, when Patrice was talking to a woman, I'm sure you noticed the difference of her reaction to him speaking the truth. But him talking to another man is definitely a very good conversation. Even though the man that called in is in denial, eventually, when Patrice O'Neal was done, the man was able to like, all right, Patrice O'Neal, you're right. You're right about this situation. I was wrong. You know, I should have done this, and based on your wisdom, I'm gonna see if I can do things differently. Bill Burr is not that far from that either, even though he got married a few years ago. But he did say in the beginning he was afraid to die alone.
Yeah,
You guys know Bill Burr and Patrice O'Neal were good friends, right?
they were.
Yep.
Cool.
Like literally, they had a whole best friend argument on air. They like it got intense. I'm sure you guys had somebody in your circle like going at each other's throats. You know, you're like, oh shit, like, hey, you know, maybe you guys should relax.
Mhm.
No, fuck that, man. Fuck that. Like just going off. Patrice O'Neal and Bill Burr did that on air, which I like. People blew it out of proportion and say, "Oh, they hate each other now." No, they don't. No, they don't. In
Friends
fact,
do
when
that.
Bill Burr does his specials, he gives a good portion of the money to Patrice O'Neal's family. Because that's what bros do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. A lot of people, they just blew shit out of proportion when it comes to those two guys. They thought, oh, they hate each other now. They hate each other. No, they just had a legit, like a. I'm sure, Lion Maytal, you had a heated exchange with one of your good friends. Like,
Yeah, you'll have your heated exchanges every now and then. You know, it's
right,
like it's not going to be it's not going to always be smooth sailing. You know, it's just the way it is.
right, and
It's just
you guys are still good right after. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just part of the human condition. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of you know what's really funny about that? A lot of women never understand that. It's if guys have a disagreement and after that they become friends, they're like, "Why don't you just kick his ass? Why don't you show him the balls?" I'm like, "No, if you have a disagreement, you know, you just y'all just you smooth things over and then you just go about your business. You don't have to hold off and whoop somebody's ass because you disagree with them."
right, and it got to the point like there's literally one point I literally had to get into one of my good friends' face, you know, over a certain topic, you know. It wasn't because of me and him personally, but it was for you know how you know how political topics get out of control.
Oh God, yeah, oh yes, man.
I'm a conservative and he's a liberal, you know.
Mhm.
Just because I don't agree with the stance doesn't mean I can't be friends with the guy.
Uh-huh.
You know, and we were definitely drunk as fuck. So that didn't help either. But like you said, women can't comprehend that. They can't comprehend that men, they can literally go like what Ian Blaze said just now. Men can have literally a whole fist fight and still go for a beer later.
Uh-huh.
Even with strangers. Yes, it happened with two men that never met each other. They're good right after.
Mhm.
Women can't comprehend that.
They can't, man. They gotta hold on to it. You gotta hold on to that grudge, you know, like just yeah.
What do you got to say about that, Mayor Mercules, or what I just said?
Yeah, no, I got into a fight with a complete stranger on the streets of Reno, Nevada. What was this? 2009. I was coming out of the gym. Him and his friends, 2 of his friends, are standing at the bus stop, and they start talking shit, and I pull my headphones off, and one of them says to the other one, "Yo, fuck that, just hit him." The kid went to swing on me, and I popped him once in the nose. He went down, and his 2 friends fucking ran. He's cold, knocked out on the concrete, and his 2 friends just fucking left him there.
Yeah,
I woke him up with ammonia. I carry ammonia packets in my gym bag because I was at an MMA gym. So I woke his ass up. I wasn't going to let him fry in the 110, 115 degree Nevada heat on asphalt.
Nah, you're not. Nah, you're not.
I woke his ass up and I sat him down and I had a conversation with the kid. Look at what your friends just did. They egged you on to picking a fight with somebody that you didn't know. It got you hurt, and then they left you.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah, they wouldn't be my friends after that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, those aren't friends.
That's exactly what he said. He said those aren't my friends anymore.
Exactly. He was smart for leaving them motherfuckers for doing that. Exactly.
Because there's no fucking way. Like, and once again, there's a difference between men and women. When women want to confront a man like a man, they're not used to the consequences that comes behind that.
They're not, man. They're not used to it, man.
Like, so you're gonna really come 5'4" female coming after a guy that's 6'2" or 3, 240, 50 pounds, and you really think I won't retaliate because you have an axe wound between your legs? And when I do retaliate, all of a sudden, all that empowerment feeling you had is gone.
Yeah, evaporates.
Why you hit me? I'm a woman.
Yeah,
do you feel empowered now?
That's what I'm saying. I always hear this shit too, man. Like, why are you squaring off with this dude? He's like 6'4", 6'5". You try to square off with, what the hell's wrong with you?
Now, what the fuck?
And Bill Burr did a skit about that. It's like, what? Well, what in the fuck were you doing to get bit by a rattlesnake? The fuck were you doing? Did you not listen? Did you not see him, or were you just fucking with him?
Exactly.
You wonder why you got your ass bit.
Right. Just imagine if that man truly was an advocate of gender equality. She will most likely been dead, or dying in the hospital. Because once again, women aren't built for combat like men, so they'll go down pretty easily. But of course, the feminism mentality, them thinking that the white knights will save them, law enforcement, all that stuff. Like I explained last night, 2 minutes is all a man needs, really, to cause some damage.
Exactly.
No, you don't even need 2 minutes. I'm sorry. I have ended professional fights. I've ended professional fights in 5 seconds.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, like 45 seconds at the most, or 30. Like, well, you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like,
it can be over in a flash.
Yeah, like
you just hip toss her into the fucking wall. She's done.
Okay, police is 2 minutes away.
And I could end you in 5 seconds.
And, like, let's be honest. Like, from the first punch, 2 minutes is an extremely fast response time. Because you gotta, like, someone's got to get their phone out, call the police, get through the 911, and explain the situation and give the address. Like, you've probably got 2 minutes before the first cop is even dispatched, and even that's a fast response time.
I'm telling you, 2 minutes is a fucking long time when somebody is fisting the shit out of your face.
Yes, because
it's a long time. It feels like an eternity.
Yeah, a lot of fights don't last as long as women see in the movies. It's pretty much a quick fight, 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
It ain't no Bruce Lee movie, you know. Nope.
Ain't no
The only way you're going to catch this fist is with your face.
Anyway, what do you have to say about that, Frigga Baker? About what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, where's RPM when we need him on the stream? And he loves to talk about this. Yeah, we need to get him on here because this is just his style. This is a popular topic for him. What is it? What's the name of it? That's hockey mask time, right?
HMP, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Equal rights and lefts.
Yep.
Yep, that's right. So I was just saying, QRPM. We got to get the guy on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can get him because he should have an email maybe, but if
Mhm.
not, I'm
Well,
gonna have
he asked you to get the submissions for like Hockey Mass Time story, so he must have an email.
I don't think I see it on his about page.
I'll go look it up, see what I can find.
But worst comes to worst, I'll have to get in contact like I got in contact with Lionel McDowell. Just evade the comments. Join my live stream.
I wanted to back up and say one thing real quick. When we were talking about, how men could get in an altercation or disagreement and then they're chill. I'm not going to name a name. You know what I'm talking about. Me and the guy in the server had a problem. Like it was going on and on and on. It's on New Year's.
Yeah.
And we sorted that shit out. I've been going to the gym every weekend, picking him up. I'm driving 45 minutes out of my way, taking him to the gym with me on the weekends now. You got what I'm saying? So going back to, how men, we can straighten out our problems like that. Women don't understand that,
No, they'll literally hold grudges for years, even
Yep.
towards their own daughters.
Well, they
Yep.
hate each other because they know how evil. Like the next woman she hates her fellow woman, but she's frenemies because she knows how evil and the propensity of evil that her fellow woman has, and it's like a competition of how many simps they can rack up, and they love to do that.
That's right.
Yep. Who can get the freest, largest meal paid for, and not have to go home with the guy?
Exactly.
My bad. I'm typing right quick.
Yeah. Which one of us has more subs on OnlyFans? Gross.
Everybody say hello to Manic.
Hello.
Yo,
Manic.
what's up, man?
You
How you
too.
doing?
Yeah, I think I could be get in contact with RPM for you.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's yeah, we can talk about this after the stream.
Okay.
but-
Because
Yeah,
if he's
our little
able to come,
infiltrators
I'll
got
be-
information.
Bro, imagine RPM and Lionel McDowell in the same stream. I'll fucking die.
That's a
Yeah.
powerhouse.
Yeah, I was actually on a stream with him. I want to say like August or September.
What the fuck? Are you on the stream with him?
Yeah, it was a Drexel stream.
Drexel got a hold of her. Fuck.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he also recorded an
Damn.
episode of RPM too. So
But Lionel McDowell, fucking RPM, you definitely should join as well. That would be a great conversation. Oh fuck.
Oh yes.
That'd be amazing, bro. But Manic,
yeah.
when it comes to the topic that we're talking about today, because of course we just rambling on about various topics. How do you feel about career women struggling with relationships?
Well, that's obviously you see, you're defining them as career women, so that's obviously what they prioritize.
Right.
So they just kind of have to let the relationships go by the wayside. That's secondary to the career. What's smart, and this is what I learned from Raging Golden Eagle. You focus on the relationships first, and then once like your last kid is like say 10 or 15, like they can all like go and live by themselves without needing to be constantly watched. That's when you kind of start a business or something of the sort.
But do you feel bad for the career women when they're in their mid 30s, late 30s, and they finally want to settle down?
In a certain way, I kind of have to, because it's it was kind of pushed on them to
Okay.
go to college, go in the wage cage, become CEO, or just
So even when various men, which I'm sure various men, explain to her what men truly want, and she just chooses to ignore until it's too late, when she hits the wall at the speed of light, now she wants to settle down. Now she doesn't want to be a career woman anymore.
Yeah, like once you hit the wall, your career should start.
Oh shit, that's what I'd be saying, you know? Like fuck. Like you done taking care of the kids and shit. The kids are adults. Go ahead and do your thing after the fact. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, that's
not
what I'm
saying
teaching
she
my daughter.
can't. What'd you say?
That's what I'm teaching my daughter. If you want a career, you really want to get educated, go to college and all that, that's great. That's fine. But understand that nature is against you on that. And if you want a family, you need to handle that first. But again, I preach the same thing to my daughter that I preach to all of you men. Build yourself, build your castle, and build your kingdom. Kings do that. Queens marry princes to become queens. Okay?
Yep.
That's how kings are also made.
Not the other way around.
You don't ever see a princess being given away with a castle. It doesn't happen. The princess is given away to a man who already has his castle.
Because why? Her youthfulness and fertility is high priority when it comes to men. Men don't give two shits about her fucking how much money she has or how many degrees she has or where the fuck she has. We don't give a fuck when it comes to relationships. Okay. She's able to preserve her value because she's born with value. If she's able to preserve her value and able to give what a man wants, and the dream goal is to actually have a young, youthful, feminine, submissive, fertile wife to create a family with, create a legacy with, which that's what a man wants, she wins. She wins, especially if the male figures in her life is able to vet and be able to show her the actual good men that be able to take care of her long term. Fuck that love shit. Marriage ain't about love. Marriage is a duty.
It can develop as a result of it, but that's not what it was based on.
Long term, yeah, you're right. But marriage is a duty, okay? So between the man and the woman giving birth, giving in charge of creating the next generation of productive members of society, not these little effeminate fucking soy boy cucks that eventually end up in jail because their feelings got hurt and they decide to go to school with a blicky and start eliminating people. Or the daughter can't even get off of social media, thought that having an OnlyFans is making money moves, on top of her having multiple kids from multiple different baby daddies. That's not responsible at all. That is literally the result of not getting to her marriage in the first place. Or placing her own needs above her family that she created. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know, I ain't sound too crazy.
Well, it's interesting you just brought that up. I had a conversation with, they'd be considered god sisters. My mom baptized one of them. She was like 28, that cousin I mentioned earlier, who's career driven, whatever. And then the other was my godfather's daughter. She was like 17. And there was a family member of ours who all got married. So I basically sat both of these girls down and I gave them Proverbs 31 to read. And pretty much like told them, like, you know, stay away from these dudes who are just glamorizing themselves, taking as many pictures as women and just being a piece of meat out there. The fuck boys, you know, and like trying to like coach them up, whatever. And the 17-year-old says to me how her and all of her girlfriends basically instinctively get their boyfriends to drop all the girls that they're talking to. And I'm like, but why? Like, you know, and she just couldn't explain it. It's like the programming that's within them. So it's like they're programmed from the young age today, even in middle school, to like break a dude down, have them in their hand like putty. And when they're career women, it's just like they have that dominance that's been put into them since their adolescence is now been amplified, and it's on steroids because, like I said, they've taken on that masculine role. They're the go-getter, they're the grinder, you know, they're that hustler in the streets. Like they want to take on that fast lifestyle, and it's just like it never adds up. Their ovaries get the shit beat out of them, and that's pretty much it for them.
Okay, I agree. And the fact that women, they try their best to take down as much competition as possible is to ensure the survival of their offspring. Because once again, men protect and provide. How can she ensure the survival of her own offspring if he's focused on 3, 4, or 5 different women's offsprings? But that's biological. That's instinctual. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where manipulation comes in, you know.
Bingo. I agree. Well, what are you going to say, Manic?
I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Yeetus, there's one other thing I wanted to touch on in terms of career women when it comes to why men that are more valuable and hold themselves to higher standards and stuff like that, and you know, men that understand their worth as men, they don't want career women. A good example is the psychological impact it can have on the kids growing up, because you know, women are traditionally supposed to be very nurturing, and they're supposed to really what's the word for it? They're supposed to be what makes a house a home. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be a homemaker. They're supposed to provide a nurturing environment for the children to grow up in. And if they're a career woman, they're not really doing that, and it can definitely have problems down the road in some cases.
Yeah. Okay. So just think of this. Well, like so when you were a kid and you were sick, like did your mom, like she still like came in contact with you to help you, right? Even if you were sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but did you hear the recent story about a Texas teacher locking her kid in the trunk?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Because and it's a teacher too. That's another thing that you guys got to realize. It's mostly women teaching these boys, and look at what they do to their own fucking children. They will lock you in a trunk just so that they feel safe. Feel safe. There was nothing actually safe about that. They live in the same home, they breathe the same air, yet she felt the need to put him in the trunk. Felt.
Yeah, it's all based on feelings.
So a woman decided that because her son tested positive for the beer bug.
Was it even that, or was it just rising cases?
No, it was the beer bug.
No. He had the beer bug.
Okay.
I think the school tested him and confirmed it. And she put her son in the trunk of her car and traveled to the doctor to get herself tested.
Jeez.
Because she didn't want to be exposed. A 13-year-old boy.
What the hell?
She didn't even. She's exposed by now. Like what the?
They live in the same house. That's what I'm saying. It was a matter of feeling. It was a matter of feeling.
Yeah. It's the same thing that has people driving around with masks on, and they're alone in the car.
Man.
No, I'm not driving around with a fucking mask.
Tell me you're a statist cuck without telling me you're a statist cuck.
Like, good God. I think I've seen that occasionally. I've definitely seen it on the internet. People posting pictures of those kind of folks that think that they're really taking the fight to that disease.
I'm starting to see more of it now.
More? Oh God.
Yeah,
it's all about fear and control.
It is.
Really,
and here's the
common cold to me. It shouldn't be that much of a big deal beyond that.
Yeah, but here's what I just kind of I can't even fucking process.
What are you talking about? The beer bug?
Well, specifically the thing with the masks, because the whole thing which I guess some people have forgotten, is that it's not about protecting you. It's about protecting other people from you. And that was when we thought it was droplet borne, not airborne, in which case the masks are just like security theater. But that's the thing. So like you've got people wearing these going around, and it's like, do you realize that you're protecting people from yourself? You're not protecting yourself. Like, you are still going to get it, even if you wore a mask 24/7, 365. That's the thing that just boggles my mind. Is that I just don't think people get what the mask is supposed to do. Is like, no, you're marking yourself as a leper.
Well, because of a certain organization doesn't want to have concrete evidence to just go back and forth, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yep. So here's a question. I just posed this one. When in human history, whenever in human history, when we've been dealing with any kind of illness, have we ever quarantined the healthy?
Exactly.
Never. Not that I know of. Never.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep quiet on this topic.
Well, it's supposed to be the sick that's put inside of the rooms.
Well, here's the other thing. Like, when did we do mass testing on the asymptomatic?
Well, we never done that either until recently.
Like,
Well, I don't know if you guys ever looked into the Spanish flu. You know, happened basically 100 years before COVID hit.
Yeah, I know about that.
Okay, so they were wearing masks back then.
But
And-
make sure you use code words. I know
Okay,
she's-
okay. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
So back then, the government had taken taxpayer money and they put a conglomerate together of doctors, MDs, and PhDs, and they wanted to understand, hey, how did this thing make it worldwide to 50 million people? How did 50 million people die? And trying to get down to the bottom of it, they got 100 sick people that had contracted the illness, I'll call it, and they got 100 healthy people. They coupled them together, and they took swabs, the same places that they're doing the testing now, and from the sick people, they physically applied it to the healthy. They even swabbed their eyeballs and like anything from their eyes that they could get. So they did the nose, they did the throat, they did the eyes. They applied it to the healthy people. Now, out of the 100, if I were to ask, generally what the chat would think, how many of these people, and I can't remember the name of the study, I'll get it back to us in another episode here, but how many people do you guys think got sick from the physical contact of going from the sick patient to the healthy back in 1918 or 1919, whatever it was?
Did they have protection or no?
No, I'm saying how many people do you think got sick after they took 100 sick patients, swabbed them from various places, and then directly applied it to healthy people? So you get what I'm saying? So it was like the best transmission that the PhDs and MDs and researchers could come up with. That was the clinical study that they were doing. Out of those 100 people, how many do you think got sick?
What about all
20?
of them?
20? 20
Okay,
out of 100?
so 20 out of 100. Yeetus thinks 100 out of 100. Any other guesses?
I'd say 15%.
Okay. Anyone else want to give a try?
Light and MGTOW?
Damn. Beats me. Shit.
Any guess?
What was the last trying to think. What was the percentage the last guy said?
I said 15.
Yeah, he said 15. I said all of them.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll go to 15. Yeah.
Okay.
That's such a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what's the answer, real talk?
0. It really pissed off the researchers. So they actually decided to extract blood, or basically not extract blood. They came up with a serum where they took the excretions from the locations they got in the first place, and then they injected it into the healthy people's bloodstream. How many do you think, after they dissolved it into a serum and it was injected into their bloodstream and it could circulate around the system, how many do you think got sick?
Oh, that'd be 100.
Okay, so second time around, it was a fat 0. This really got them buzzed.
Huh.
So what did
it's
they?
almost like the human immune system does things when it finds things that shouldn't belong, right?
Well, what's very interesting is the next concoction of events that they had to put together. They said, you know what, maybe more of a casual contact is where this transmission's happening. So they had the sick person sit directly next to the healthy person. They had a casual conversation for about 5 minutes, and then that was followed by the sick person taking a huge breath in, the deepest breath he could take in, and then the healthy person taking the largest breath that he could out, and then almost touching, they exchanged sick air to the healthy person. And once again, what would you got now after the first 2 zeros? What do you think this third one was?
Let's say 0.
Yes, it was. So this really got them thinking, like, what could have caused so many people to get sick? What happened right before the Spanish flu, preceded the Spanish flu, that had been in the United States especially? The electrical grid was installed. It was like the first major installation of the electrical grid. And that electrical grid did not really have a lot of metal shielding that goes around, like the electrical boxes that shields the electromagnetic radiation. Like, radiation is toxic to us, and it can cause a lot of sickness. So the researchers pretty much said, hey, this could be a big factor of it. And I'm talking about virologists and pathologists, people that study these sort of bugs, let's just call them. And then polio. Polio was a very interesting thing, because you guys got to think, how in the world could a virus be selective to children in summer months? Does it make any sense for a virus to fly over, see a 20-year-old guy, and he's like, fuck you, man. Then he finds like an 8-year-old girl, is like, oh yeah, some legs I could, or a spine that I could deteriorate. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. A virus that was only around when it was warm, and it was affecting children who are outside all the time. So the pathologists and the virologists, they get down to the bottom of it. And there was a series of invasive species of moth that had came to the United States. No one knew how they got to the United States, but they are destroying all sorts of crops, trees, plants, everything, just decimating the outdoors. So they started spraying this pesticide all over the place. That pesticide has been studied extensively now, and it had 100% link to the causation factor of the neurodegenerative disease behind polio. Once they stopped spraying that pesticide, polio went away forever. And they said that it was due to the vaccine that this doctor came up with. You know what's really interesting about that Dr. Salk?
The what?
The doctor who came up with the...
Beforehand, what'd you say?
I'm sorry. Yeah, the doctor who came up with the how can I say fuck? I'm out of a serum. The doctor who came up with
magic potion.
The magic potion. The magic potion that was created by this Dr. Salk. Guess whose first birthday? It was Dr. Salk's birthday, the day that Elvis Presley took the magic potion on TV, because no one wanted to take the magic potion, because the magic potion was actually causing maiming people. A lot of people were having bad reactions to it when it first came out. He supposedly gave it to society for free. He didn't want to charge anyone for it, and it was the most heroic thing ever. Dr. Salk, is from the same tribe that Elvis Presley is from. Elvis Presley was the man they used. They used the power of celebrity. They put him on TV to take the magic potion. And with the power of celebrity, the public who didn't want to take the magic potion, after they saw Elvis taking it, the king, that's when everyone rushed in droves to go and take it, right? And what's very interesting is the same day that Elvis, the king, took the magic potion, it was Billy Boy Gates' first birthday and Dr. Salk's birthday, the man who came up with the magic potion. How interesting that Bill Gates is born on the same day that the guy who created the magic potion. It's like, come on, man. So like the virologists and pathologists, when you ask them about this bug, they laugh. It's like a comedy hour. They can't take it serious.
Hey, real talk, we're going to start cutting this short
Yeah, I gotta digress.
because Panic is having his live stream soon.
Cool.
So, do you have anything to say to the Warband when it comes to the topic we talked about today?
Can't really feel sorry for him. I mean, the big girls you can, and maybe that's why Manic has a little bit more sympathy.
Right.
But,
all right, now.
but yeah, all jokes aside, don't let them in. Lock out, like Lion preaches. Give them nothing.
Especially no bug of the chicken.
You guys have a good night. I appreciate the time, and thanks for hosting. Like always, Yeetus.
No problem, man. There will be another one tomorrow.
I'll try to make it for sure.
All right, peace out.
Peace out. Puniti.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and retire myself. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. So y'all have a good one. It was nice to thank you for having me.
You going to ditch the Warband like that?
Damn.
All
right.
Do you have
All right.
anything else to say to the Warband? Anything else?
Go to the gym. That's what I'll leave you with. Go to the gym as much as possible, all the time.
Eat your chicken breasts and broccoli.
Yeah, eat your chicken and your broccoli. That's right. And stay strong, guys. All right, take care of yourselves. Don't drink too much.
Yeah,
Plenty of sleep.
please don't. Don't.
All right.
I highly yeah.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, Puniti.
You too.
Puniti.
All right, Mayor Mercules, you're next. Do you have anything for the Warband, or you want to share your channel?
Give them nothing. They are making their bed. Force them to lie in it. Do not allow them to share your bed. They don't deserve it.
I agree, 1,000,000%. They will call you cruel, a misogynist tyrant. But are you wrong? No.
What's wrong currently is the model that we are running in society. Again, we are subverting natural order. And when you do that, you are destined to fail as a society. Things are coming full circle, though. We are already in the period of time where weak men have created a hard time. We are living in that hard time. It is us strong men that will bring us out of this into good times again. Build yourself, build your castle, build your kingdom. Only then should you plant your seed.
I agree, 1,000,000%. I agree. What about your channel?
I just reached 100 subscribers this weekend.
Let's go.
I posted
Nice.
a new song. This week I've got another song that I'm working on, and hopefully I'll have that one posted up on Saturday as well. So if you want to follow me here on YouTube, it's Mayor Mercules. You can follow me on Twitter as well, at Mayor Mercules, Mike Oxstrong. Anyways, spin your mayor, take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice.
All right, peace out, man. Puniti.
Puniti.
Yeah. Constantine, you're next. Do you have anything for the Warband when it comes to the topic or anything else?
Yeah, I would just say on the topic of the video being the career women, guys, just remember these women, you know, they believed the lie of feminism, telling them that they can do it all and that men are just, and that there would not be any consequences for their decision to live the lifestyle they've chosen to live for themselves. Just remember that everybody's actions are going to have consequences. You cannot have it all in life. Men can't have it all. Women can't have it all. Nobody can have it all in life. You have to choose what you want to do with your life. And these women have chosen, and there are consequences for it. And, you know, they don't like the fact that there are consequences for it. And some of them may not even be aware that there are consequences. But I guarantee you the ones that are aware, they don't like that. They don't like it. So just do your thing. Make sure to take care of yourself. Focus on yourself. Get your physical fitness and get your career squared away. And just be patient. It's going to take time to get your stuff together. You play the long game. Play the long game, and eventually you'll come out on the other end happy. Learn to remember not to base your validation on what these women think of you, and just keep it pushing. Keep it pushing.
All right, Constantine. I definitely agree with what you just said. You know, it's definitely good advice. I don't know why you're not on my live stream more often.
Well, I wouldn't mind being on. I just, I'm not a very, what's the word? I wouldn't necessarily. Well, my thing is I can kind of, one of my flaws, Yeetus, is I can drone on sometimes, but, I have a lot to say about this stuff. I really do, because,
I do that all the time.
Well, true. I mean, I guess I would also say that, I by no means am any Chad kind of guy or nothing. I'm not. I'm basically like a younger version of Joker over from Better Bachelor. Bald with facial hair, 5'9", 5'8". Probably needs to hit up the gym more and bulk up a little bit just for myself. But that's just
I'm
me.
5'8" myself, man.
Oh yeah.
I still pull girls.
Oh yeah, it's possible.
In my opinion, yeah, height does matter, but I think confidence takes more priority.
And that's one thing that I think that a lot of guys that, buy into the, they buy into the whole looksism stuff way too much. It matters. Both your behavior and your looks matter. But if
that's mainly those black pill people.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say about that.
Oh man.
If you haven't already, make sure to watch Yeetus, Manic, and Rishi's live stream with Turd Flinging Monkey. It was a very informative video about the black pill, and I even learned some stuff that I didn't know before about, the history of where the black pill even came from in terms of there being two different sides of the manosphere of PUA and men's rights. Very, very, very informative live stream. So if anybody that's watching this live stream now or is watching it in the future, go check that live stream out. It is a very, very good live stream to watch. TFM is a very knowledgeable source.
Yeah, he definitely was dropping constant gems throughout the live stream. Everybody had to be quiet anytime he talked because it was great information the whole time. It was awesome.
Make sure to stay for the end of that one because he makes fun of the NFTs. That was pretty funny, I will say.
I still think that shit's stupid.
It is pretty stupid.
I think it's a scam. Yeah.
To a certain degree, it is. I would say because it's like what he said. The original one's on whoever created the picture's computer, so it's not like you're getting the real deal anyway. And you can just copy paste.
That's true. But thank you for joining, man. Definitely come by tomorrow because it will be a live stream tomorrow. And hopefully you have a good evening, man. Peace out.
All right. Peace.
Unity. Yeah. That's what I like to hear.
That's how you do it.
Yep. See? That's how the more you do it, the stronger Chronic's Kush will be. Gray.
Yeah.
You are next. Do you have anything to say when it comes to the topic or anything else? Do you have anything to say to the Warband?
Actually, I do have something in general for the Warband because I see every now and again a book recommendation pop through the comments.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend the website Z Library or Z Library if you're Canadian. A search engine should be able to find it pretty fast. Like, it is a large free ebook resource. And so highly recommend going to that for all kinds of obscure books. It's shocking what you can find on there.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Anything else besides that, or are you good?
Well, with regards to the subject specifically,
you got a link.
Yeah, I can post it in the private chat.
Thanks.
Yeah. So as for this specifically, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Dante's Divine Comedy, which
About Dante's Inferno.
yeah, well, the comedy is like Inferno, Purgatorio, Paradiso. Inferno is just the first one that deals with hell.
Yeah. I read about the purgatory and stuff as well. I barely
Yes.
remember that. But I do know mainly about Dante's Inferno because, you know, there was shows created, video games, you know.
Yeah. Well, I highly recommend the original text, or at least since most of us probably can't read Italian, as close as you can find for a translation, and maybe some cliff notes on it as well. And specifically, Canto 10, the one that deals with the sixth layer of hell, heresy. Because that's where I find a lot of these career women and feminists in general. Like, this is the one that really suits them the most.
What was their punishment again?
Heresy.
The punishment for heresy is you are in a flaming coffin for eternity.
Oh, okay. I remember now. I remember.
Yeah. But the one that really got me is that they are completely unaware of anything else around them. Even someone else in the same flaming coffin with them, they are not aware. They give no company. They give no companionship. They're just screaming out at the world while unable to take anything in.
No shit, like that's on them, especially when they made that choice. You know, it's if Dante's Inferno does exist, I don't feel bad whatsoever.
Well, no, but that's the thing. Like reading through Dante's Inferno, it's not like, regardless of what you think about the afterlife, Dante's Inferno works more for like this. It's not about afterlife. Like, this is life for them. They're in constant pain. They can't perceive anyone around them, any sort of input, and they can't even understand why they are there.
Yeah.
They're just screaming out at anyone who passes by. Like, you look through that, like, and like when it does the other circles, you read through it too. Yeah.
Can you explain to the chat what heresy means?
Heresy is, in the simplest terms, a denial of the immortality of the soul and the divinity of God.
Right.
But if you're looking for a more kind of atheistic approach to it, it's a denial of reality.
Yes. Dissension, basically.
Yeah, like where you are absolutely rejecting reality.
Yep.
And rejecting the idea of consequences.
That's what plenty of Western women do.
Yep.
That's the thing. So much of this, like, I've gotten into tons of arguments with people online, and so much of the time it doesn't even feel like they hear or that they read. They just hear or read what they want to read and respond based off of that. And so much of the time is this is a heretic.
But Gray, unfortunately, we're gonna have to cut it short.
Hey, man.
Definitely come back tomorrow. You're still a fucking awesome guest to have on the show. You have good point of views, even if it's different, you know. But that's the whole point of having people come on.
Yeah, and I welcome disagreement. Like, we're not going to get to the truth by everyone agreeing with each other.
I thought yesterday would be a whole screaming match, not gonna lie. I was preparing myself for that. Because, you know, that topic is very delicate. But thank you for joining, man. Definitely come back tomorrow because there will be another live stream. And definitely have a good evening.
You too.
All right.
Also,
Puniti. No Puniti. Okay, it's cool.
Oh, Well, first, check the fan art on the Discord. I got your 32-bit icon done.
Oh shit!
All right,
Alright,
and then Puniti.
Who needs he?
Puniti.
Jesus Christ, man. Lion to MGTOW, you're the last person. So, what do you have to say to the Warband about the topic or anything else?
Well, my advice to you brothers is to continue to focus on skills and abilities, and as for these career women and their struggles, that's just tough shit. That's their problem, not yours.
They chose that path.
Yep, they chose that path, and now they got to take their lumps. It is what it is.
All right, Lion and MGTOW, I definitely agree. But what is the best way to get in contact with you? Besides the comments. Unless the comments is the only way I'm able to get a hold of you.
Well, there's my channel. Proton mail, I guess.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you have an email or anything.
It's proton mail.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to put that in the private chat, that would be great. Somebody in the Discord reached out to me. I forgot which stream, but he said he would love to help out with the animation you said you wanted.
Yes.
Let's see.
And then me, the Warband, and the artists will be in contact with you. I'm
Sounds
talking
awesome.
about main people of the Warband, not everybody. I'll be very awkward.
Yeah, how many people are in our server? Like over 1,000?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Damn.
Hey, everybody, it's free real estate. Like,
Just a second, I'm about to see if I can post a link. Let's see.
okay, it's all good. And Manic, do you have anything to say for your upcoming stream? And can you spam the hell out of your stream in the
Oh,
chat?
of course. Yeah, so my stream should be. Oh shoot, is there? Oh yeah, it's already time for it to start.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
if you're able to spare a few minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I will be playing Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, and it'll be cool. These streams are always like the worst to set up. Like I always enjoy them in the moment, but like getting the VTuber model set up is always a pain.
Oh, that's the pain?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the last time it took you a minute to get on?
Yeah, probably.
Here, I already copied it right here. I got you.
Nice.
Oh shit! Hold up, let me paste right quick.
All right, I think the mayor is copy and pasting. So I think I need to get set up right now.
It's all good. While I'm here, I'll just spam the hell out of your link.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Yep, I got Lion and MGTOW stuff as well. So.
All right, see you.
Got it. All right, peace. And it's just me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. When I end this stream, definitely go join Manic, the Manic Mechanics horror game of Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about that before. He makes a very entertaining video. I love it. Go over there to Manic Stream once I'm done here and have a good time. While the outro is playing, I will be spamming Manic, the Manic Mechanics /stream. So when I spam this link, definitely click and go over there. I will be over there as well. This was a very good conversation, and believe me, there will be another live stream tomorrow. I'm not done. I'm not finished. The grind never stops. This is Sir Yeetus. I hope you guys had your daily dose of red pills. And I'm out. Yeet.